everything about it. I was like,
And
one of them characters.
I think I recognize that guy. Well, thank you for around here somewhere.
Hey, look at this guy over here.
What? Tom?
Thank you very much.
Marco? Tom? And it is the Spider-Man meme.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. All right, that is not that guy. What's going on? Pete, what are you doing?
I'm filming just like this.
Everybody's got a little bit of filming going on.
I ran into Yeezy too over by third eye, so I just said, I'll be back.
It was right over there. Let's go over see Yeezy real quickly. But it's been a good day. I think Thursday we did some killer digging as far as over at. All right. We just wanted to start off with a little intro video. We're all back. We're back in town now. It's great to be back in Michigan. I'll tell you that much. I'm not as ghostly as I was a couple days ago. I still was up really late. We're gonna give you a full recap of what happened on Wednesday. Have a couple more people come by. It was really good stuff. We're gonna do a little bit of pickup with Dom. We also have Wayseekers on the way to cover a couple of the normal Star Wars stuff. This is gonna be a 90% still Star Wars thing with a little bit of Baltimore Comic Con thrown in. But before we do, let's say hi to the chat. Here we go. Tommy, how are we doing? Thank you for the subscription. Have a good show, guys. I'll catch you in the rewind tomorrow. Good. Poolside. Ooh. All right. Winter getaway. Good job. Enjoy your vacation. All right. Enjoy the poolside. Enjoy the beers.
Nice.
Heck yeah. Star Wars Sunday, Andor. And yes, TOTJ talk. We will. Can't wait. It was really good. Are you working today, Ruben? Eric, good to see you. Sorry. I'll get back to you in a little bit. Ed, saying hi for the algorithm. BK, I'm here to find out how Marco attacked another comic book icon. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I have a story about that. I did. He's cool, man. He's a bad mother jammer. Should we tell the story because BK's already asked me? I guess I can tell it again.
We can. I mean, we got time for right now.
So I was going to the retailer summit, and I walked in the door for the lunch to go sit down because I was in town, but I hadn't seen Jen yet, and Steve Horn was there. I said I'd be up in a little bit, so I went over there to see them and meet Aaron Yee for the first time in real life, and the guy named Lucas. I kind of met him, not really, but so I come in and I open up the door and I turn and Miller's right there, but he looked good, man, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I just turned to him and I was like, oh shit, Frank. I was like, you trimmed your beard down. You look a lot younger. You don't look like death anymore. He's like, yeah, thanks a lot, young man. And just, I was like, shit. It's like with the dot over there. I was like, Frankie, you look good. I'm saying you look good. He goes, yeah, I know. But I mean, he didn't miss a beat. He's still sharp. And then he got up and did his speech, and he was funny. He was definitely funny. We'll talk about more because more stuff happened later on.
Yeah, you call me a creeper for taking a picture of him from a distance.
I did. Well, because we were at dinner, and like the whole table. So for those that don't know, I have small little like gatherings throughout so that people can meet each other. And, you know, if it gets too big, we meet up afterwards and into the bars and stuff, but like, so that people who want to meet people or talk about stuff, we can do a little social thing. So I had one at a Morton Steakhouse. Some people might have seen the picture. I think Pete put them up.
Yeah, I did put it out there already.
Well, so fucking Frank Miller's there. And these clowns are like, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Because there's other people there too. And we were hooting and hollering at our table, you know, and just talking junk when they come by, saying hi and stuff. And Frank's there, so all of a sudden I see like half the table is doing this thing. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, taking pictures of Frank. Give me your phone. And I'm looking at it. All it is a bunch of people taking pictures of the back of Frank Miller's crooked ass butt.
I like when I came to the other table and Pete's like, yo, look at the other table over there. Turn around.
Oh yeah, I put it at the top. He's over there.
Frank Miller. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, let's go. Okay, well, let's go. Whoever wants to meet him, let's go. I'm going to introduce you to Frank Miller. So I get up, and I start to walk there, and I turn around, and everybody who half stood up the table sat back down. So I'm like going up. I'm halfway to Frank, and I would turn around to talk to somebody else, not Pete. And I'm like, hey, so like, you know, do not ask for autographs. But I was, you know, going to tell everybody, like, you know, I'm introducing you, but like, let's not be fanboys here. We're not going to do autographs. We're not going to do selfies. You're just going to meet the man and like whatever, because he's going to be on his way to dinner. And
you were on the other end of the table. I didn't hear that part.
I turned around. No, I didn't say that yet. I turned around because you guys fake got up like this and then sat back down. And when I turned around, I realized you guys didn't come with me. And I was like, well, what? Who am I going to, I'm going to go, hey, Frank, I want to introduce you to Air. Like what's going on here? So I went and sat back down. And you guys got a bunch of pictures of Frank Miller's butt. So that's nice.
The number one rule of celebrities, you never bother them when they're at dinner.
Yeah,
he wasn't at dinner. First off, if we would have gone up there, what I really was going to do, because his handler did not make him a reservation, Frank Miller was going to be eating with us, I was going to invite him over to the table. But since these guys decided they wanted to pussy out, no Frank Miller eating dinner with us. So if Frank Miller had to stand there by the bar with no place to sit.
Yeah, so, Pete, you messed it up for everybody.
Y'all think I'm a bad dude. These guys wouldn't even let that old man. We had so many people. That was a reservation for 6. For some reason, there was 11 damn people at that table. We still made it work. All right. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay. Now you guys interrupted me saying hi to people like Ed. Hey, saying hi for Elgin. Thank you. DK, good to see you. Lopez. No, it's not. But the Bills, nobody really cares about.
The Cowboys.
Dude, I drank. Yo, I mean, they got the box with the mixes. I drank a whole box of Pedialyte this weekend, and it wasn't enough. It was not enough.
Ask you that. I'm still drinking bourbon. I didn't even go to beer tonight.
Oh,
I'm sticking with a bourbon for the weekend.
I had a sip of water. I had to get more water. I had my cups of coffee today, and everything's water now.
Thanks for the sub.
That much like I used to.
Sith Rule, thank you for the subscription too. Rock on, nerds, rock on. Sticks. Baltimore ain't got nothing on Renovision.com. Yo, you're working. That stinks. Okay. Holy Bartman was good too. It was really good.
Yeah, you didn't tell him I gave you this. I gave you the seat, so you had to worry about getting whacked.
Yeah, well, it's also because people because could you imagine if you were sitting in that seat, how many InScript2
I just
photographs
thought it was funny that you wanted to sit there for the same reason that I wanted to sit in that seat.
I don't like. Well, it's also because people come in. I want to make sure who's coming in because I don't want to creeping up on me. And but it was nice because like some of the guys would come by. They didn't have there's a certain person that we don't need to talk about, but there is one person who I legitimately he's tried to run me over before with a big truck. And he just happened to walk in the door while we walked in the door, and we were both walking to and Pete goes, that guy just motherfucked you. I go, yes, he did. And he turns around and walks the other way. I was like, he doesn't have a reservation either, so have a nice day. And then Lauren was behind him, and I was like, I don't know if you know that. I don't. Now we're just talking everybody's dirt.
Yeah, now we're just kind of jabbering.
Yeah, but I'll tell you more about it later. Well, pretty much, Lauren said, "Hey, dude, move out of the way." And he's like, "But like, how are you going ahead of me?" And he goes, "Because just like him, just like Marco, I have reservations. Enjoy sitting at the bar." And then walked in and sat down. And he had 2 extra seats. It wasn't even letting him sit with him. So it's kind of cool. Jedi, what's going on? How's Texas? AOA. Yeah, right. Please, White Claw.
White Claw.
You caught it. Yeah, that's what I was drinking. It was a fun time. I got to say this about Baltimore. It really felt like, well, maybe it was like there was guys that were coming up that I hadn't seen in 7 years. You know what I mean? We talked about Sway earlier. I hadn't seen him in 7. I hadn't seen the Hive guys for a bit. I hadn't seen, Tony and Trish, So, I mean, I think there was a lot of stuff going on there. It was cool to see everybody. It was like it used to be. Like even pre-pandemic, I would say like back to like it wasn't like 2016, but it was probably like 2018-ish, 2017-ish, where it's like really cool and it's mainly just a social event and you're just pissing around and like just pissing around. So it was fun.
I really enjoyed meeting everybody.
Exactly,
finally meeting everybody in person.
That's what that con's about. Like when people are like, "Oh, this is the greatest buying con," I was like, "Dude, are you stupid? I shop on Thursday and then I don't buy nothing." Dude, I had to send so many.
I found stuff. There's stuff.
I know. I gave away so many books and stuff because I was like, I can't take any of this back. I'm not buying another suitcase just to ship it. It's not going to come back in good shape anyway. So I was just giving shit away at one point. I mean, it was, but you can find good stuff. There was actually a lot better stuff here than was in the last couple of years. Okay, so like. It did turn a little bit into it. Some of the stuff was still pretty, some of the guys, because they're not changing their prices because it's like they don't have any more shows. They'll take care of that in the off season now.
And not only the comic books, but the toys. I'm always wanting to find something that stands out. Because you go to the con, a lot of places have the same thing, and you never really see one thing that actually stands out like to catch my attention. But they did have 2 Boba Fett's. They had a Jedi Boba Fett graded 7.5 for $3,800.
Oh, nice.
and a Star Wars graded Boba Fett for I think 4,000, 4,500. Nice.
I'll be honest, I don't even know if I picked up any Star Wars
Damn
stuff.
grails. I need those grails.
What grails?
No, the original Boba Fett's on card.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I know you did, Dom, so we're going to show what you picked up in a minute. I'm not sure I even picked up any Star Wars. I helped Bill again with Bill's comics a little bit. I was over there for a while. It was I think the story on the floor was the great ice shortage of 2022.
That was for you.
There was no ice on the floor, so people couldn't pour their drinks, which was disappointing for them. So we made sure that we arranged so that the ice would be delivered to people's booths every day, which is kind of nice.
You know, it's funny. Us getting the hotel room, we didn't realize how close we were to you guys.
Yeah, it's nice walking for everything.
It was a nice, definitely a nice walk. It's like funny. We went out to dinner on the Friday night before we met up with you guys, and when we came to you, it was like we were like, oh, it's going to be like a long ride. $11 later, it's like we could have walked this. Didn't even realize, but
yeah,
it was cool.
I try to tell everybody it is a really walkable town. You just got to make sure you stay off the block. There's one street that's pretty nifty. I ended up on that street on accident, and then I called Pete. I was like, where are you at? And he's like, I lost. I was like, cool.
I don't know where I am. I turned down the wrong block.
Look up and tell me what street you're at. And you told me. I was like, hey,
it was Light Street.
Light Street. I go, walk up Light Street. I'm at the corner. You'll see.
I was like,
there's a bar down this alley.
You're like, yeah, look at the corner. There's like a bunch of girls on the corner.
A bunch of girls with like dressed as fairies for Halloween.
Yeah, but I know where you guys went because we walked by it today. It was funny because after we left you, Pete, my wife was like, I feel bad for Pete. I don't want to leave Pete. I said, yeah, I feel bad for him too. And then you guys hooked up again. I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, where? So that I was like, well, there's these bars down the alley. Let's go down Rat Alley. Because, I mean, like, the alley, it's like, there's like 3 restaurants or 2
There's like
bars,
a restaurant. There's an Italian restaurant.
Playing like the hardcore screamo music.
Yeah.
Pizza place. I'm like,
yeah, and there's just there's like, dude, New York's got a lot of rats.
The rats
like,
scurrying down the street.
Baltimore, it's like a carpet of rats out there. That street's particularly bad for it. So, that was, that and the Pratt Street Alley House. We spent a lot of time at those 2 places. So
I still should have taken one of the scooters. I kept looking at them because they're all over the place.
Yeah, not for anything.
I got one of the scooters, I probably would have made it home.
Those damn scooters were all over the place, and it's kind of funny. We were walking, me and my wife, and somebody was reading the directions. It goes park responsibly. It doesn't tell you to drive responsibly. It says park responsibly. It's like,
thank you, Lopez. We really appreciate whatever that is. No, but it was like I said, I think it's getting back to a point where that show. I think there's a lot of people talking about that show that hadn't been to it before, and like the stories maybe have gotten out of control with the show, especially considering that they started putting it before New York Comic Con. I really think that hurt the show. But now, then after
over there.
It was it not?
I got the dresses for you.
Look, if you guys are there next year, and I'm probably going to be, because I thought like this one, I hadn't been happy with it for a couple of years. I hadn't said that because I don't like to talk bad about, especially shows that I know the promoter for. But I've been just like, I didn't go last year, and it was because the previous couple of years I've been kind of a little disappointed with what was going on out there. But after this year, everybody's like, yeah, well, when next year, and I was saying, well, if I come back, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be back because this year it was kind of what it used to be, before everything got crazy.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah,
not for anything. The only downside, we couldn't find a damn place. We went inside and we're looking around to try to get, and there's no signs to tell you where the show is exactly.
Oh, the actual show?
Yeah. Okay. So this too was bullshit this year. So there's a couple different ways that I go in. I don't go in the regular way. I know the whole thing, and it cuts down the walk time like dramatically. Like it's ridiculous. I actually had to go back through the tunnels this year because first, I'm not going through the front door. Number 2, the other part is
going the back swinger style.
Yeah. Oh, I should have videotaped that, dude. At one point, I'm walking through there, and they had a diamond or coin show or whatever, and they're pulling all the they're taking all the safes, like the big ass safes with all this. And you walk in and it's like a movie where they have all the guards walking around with like M16s and all and like guns and there's dudes everywhere. There's forklifts forking these huge ass safes back and forth. And they're like, stop, cross it here. It's pretty funny. But yeah, there's this one. If you go in, typically on that convention center, if you stay on the left side by Inner Harbor, if you go in the first doors you can go into, then you go downstairs, right? You go back up the elevator.
Yeah.
To the right, there's a escalator that goes downstairs. I shouldn't be telling everybody this. I'm not going to tell everybody this. I'm not going to tell everybody that. I'm not going to tell everybody that.
Yeah, that's all right. You don't get people.
Yeah, but there's a way. There's a way to get in. That's that easy.
That's
really that easy. There's a way that's that easy to get in.
To the mines of Moria.
So, and Vigil Stormtroopers engineered by the banking clan. Cool, Lopez. Appreciate that. Crown them.
Yeah, but it wasn't easy to find out where you were going. Even when I got there that first day, and I'm like, where do I get my press pass? And
yeah,
like the security guard, the cop, whatever. He's like, I don't know. Ask that guy with the shirt. I'm like, all right. And that guy was too busy, so I asked another kid with a shirt. I'm like, where do I get my press pass? Meanwhile, there's like a line of people waiting to get in, go through the weapons check and all that stuff. He's like, it's upstairs. I'm like, all right. I just walked upstairs.
Yeah, I mean, that was the other part. I guess I felt bad too. Like then the second day, for some reason, there was no phone service. So like when Dom showed up and all,
yeah, there's nothing.
Everybody thought I died. I was like, no, dude. They're like, where are you? I was like, I'm back at the hotel. I texted you all, and nobody was there. They're like, we didn't get anything. It's like, all right, I'll come back. I came back. Everybody's like, oh, I'm getting all your texts right now. I'm like, oh man,
everything was jumping. Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
I was, for whatever reason, I realized that like the first like hour I was at the show the second day.
I actually never.
For whatever reason, I was looking for everybody to be wearing the same thing they wore the day before, and that's how I would recognize you. I'm like,
oh,
it would have gotten changed. Why am I looking for Marco's blue shirt? Because he's probably not going to be wearing that.
Yeah,
same
wasn't
shirt.
wearing a blue shirt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The same thing with Horn. I'm like, I'm going to be looking for the shirt, and yeah.
Yeah, but it was really cool. It was good to, like Steve Horn. I'll try to talk to him to come on Wednesday too. It was very fun to see him. Comic Man Andy, I think, is going to spend a little bit more time on our channel. It's good to see him.
Yeah. Good meeting Andy.
James from Hives Comics. James and Jonathan, it was good to see them. James is going to spend a little bit more time over here on the SNS. Who, like I said, Sway, seeing Sway was really good.
Yeah.
Anthony from Bird City, meeting up with him. I did a breakfast with him.
I didn't find him.
Huh?
I didn't.
He's at Short Box. Oh, you should have asked.
Short Box, yeah.
I know, but every time I was over there, he wasn't in there, or I didn't see him.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. It was good. Steve, let's do Wednesday. Come on Wednesday. Pete was chasing ghosts. He was chasing us, apparently, as ghosts. Thank you for your sub, by the way.
There you go.
I didn't actually get over to John. It was good. I spent a lot of time with Dinesh clearing some air. And his boy Adam. It was fun. We had a great time. Just chopping it up, like just amazingly chopping it up about stuff. We did who else was Legs. It's always good to see Legs. I haven't seen for those people that don't know Sean Leggett. Yeah, Sean Leggett and me have a love for making sure that we try to drink the entire bar out of booze, and then after it closes we try to drink the whole town out of booze. We did a pretty good job with that. Drew from Wanted Comics, it was dude, is there nobody else like Drew from Wanted Comics? Legit, just like he is as nice as you think he is, and he's just funny because when he smiles, he's like one of those guys that's got that look that just kind of makes you happy. So it's really cool seeing him.
Yeah.
He might have one day he might have a little bit too much.
Well, it was still early when I was chatting with him. There was like I don't know, middle of the Phillies game. We were chatting.
So that night, the next morning, I got on the floor like 8. I was like, "What's up, Drew?" He didn't even know I said "What's up" because he looked like Casper and just ran the hell out of the building.
He actually felt my card was on top of the on the bar, and he was like, "He thought it was your card." And then he goes, "Oh, your card."
There was an incident. Yeah, there was an incident that happened at a different bar with like the neighborhood. The one thing I'll say, and I'm not going to say like just be careful out there. Make sure you do stay in a group if you haven't been out there before. And there was one of our people who weren't in the group. Hey, Dub. That wasn't
no Dusty. You guys can have game 2. I already made a deal with somebody upstairs about the first game 1. I was like, I just want this one. I don't care what happens Saturday. I just want this one. We'll see them on Halloween.
Dude, I think actually BK, I know you're joking here, but I think the one person that does not like me Like that you're not too far off with what. Doesn't the guy kind of look like that? I mean, he's like creepier. Some people say he looks like the creepier.
Oh, though.
Yeah, the guy that MF'd me at and then ran away.
And also, you guys are making fun of me about the dress code, and I'm just reporting what the guy on the phone told me.
Oh, this is amazing. So we're at Morton's, right? So
Here, before we get to that, I called to make the reservation. The dude, unsolicited, said these 3 things to me on the phone.
Yes.
No hats, no hoodies, and we don't split checks. That's all I knew.
Yeah. So he's telling me this, and mind you, so originally this dinner was going to be.
I had to go in with my knot and couldn't wear my hat.
Originally, this dinner was going to be at a different place, but it got too large. Too many people. Everybody kept asking for a +1, a +2, and a +3. And finally, I just was like, guys, I mean, I hear you, but like, I'm going to have to tighten the list down. So I said, fine, but now we're going to move it to Morton's. And usually when you start talking about Morton type of money compared to the other place type of money, the list starts to thin out real quickly. So it did. It was still over what we did. We booked for 6, ended up having 11. But
you're like, make it 8. I'm like, all right, I'll make it 8.
Yeah, I kept going. Yeah, make it 8. But then, so we did that. So everybody's like taking their hats off because apparently we weren't planning on changing. Like I had to go back and change because I had a hoodie. Every part of the code was violated. I wear compression pants. You saw the video there. I wear compression pants usually, but the heat was they had heat on like it was snowing outside. So it was so hot. Instead of wearing my regular pants over my compression pants, I was just wearing gym shorts.
Yeah, I had to put the hoodie in my backpack because it was when I got in.
Really that hot. So I was wearing a hoodie underneath, like a stretch hoodie, one of those things. So I had a hat on and I had gym shorts on. So I was like, I can't come into this place like that. So I did what I did. But like Pete's holding a hat in his lamp.
You can come with me next time.
You can leftover. You can. So with the +1, like we do different times and different dinner stuff, and we all meet up afterwards. So it's not like it's just because when it gets too large, there's no service. It's it's a whole mess of thing. People want to talk to people and they can't talk to people. Part of the reason is so that we can socialize with each other, and we switch it up a lot. So, but yeah, so we did that. So Pete's doing it. Then all of a sudden, I thought it was another Frank Miller thing, and all of a sudden everybody's pissing and moaning, and they turn to me and they're like, "Hey, dude, you said no hoodies, no hats. Look at this." And who was it? It was somebody famous.
It was. I recognize the guy. He was one of the
famous.
He was wearing like
art dealer,
Captain America Zubaz pants. I'm like, well,
that's
okay, but don't wear a hat or a hoodie.
He wore a hat and a hoodie, and they're yelling at me. I go, talk to Pete. He's the one that told me about the dress code. I'll remember what the guy's name is. He actually he's a high-end art dealer, especially in the comic book world. So, but he also never
in New York because I've seen him at cons, and I don't go to a lot of cons, but I've seen that guy before.
I don't know what those idiots were thinking. A lot of them, like, where do you think you are? You got to make reservations, man. You can't just be showing up places. Like, I mean, like, it's one thing when the artists and but like, if you're the one guy that MF'd me, if you're that guy, if you're a couple Frank Miller, like how don't you have reservations and tables? You should know better. So
well, maybe they just didn't know where they wanted to go to eat.
Yeah, maybe. I'm 100% yes. This is not a false statement. It is true. This is true. Yes, I will agree to that.
Yeah, I thought that bartender was going to kick us out of the last bar that first night.
Which one?
The one before the other guy came asking for all the crazy drinks, the margaritas and that. Even before that, she almost got testy with you for wanting to drink like that close to closing.
Yeah, she said something. I said, we're not playing, so you'll be getting me that. Yeah, okay. And then but that she did that because that opened up she said, I'm sorry. She did. She goes, because she came at me some type of way, and she said, I'm sorry, but when I give you this drink, what's going to happen? And it did. And this motherfucker then starts ordering. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're not even going to talk about it yet. We're going to get into Star Wars stuff in a little bit. So I was trying to get back home.
Wayseeker's coming, but
I was trying not to spend so much time. Like I was really trying to get my sleep in. It did not work. I think I averaged 2.5 hours of sleep. But like when I ended up on this street that's known as the Block, it's not a very nice street. I've actually almost been shot on that street before. And I'm like, crap, I went the wrong way because I wasn't paying attention. But I'd split up from Dom and Pete.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that part when you told me to come meet you.
Yeah. So then I came back from the block and I was like, well, wait a minute. If Pete's on his way back, he's probably somewhere around here. I was like, man, I just feel like having, it's been a 10-minute, 15-minute walk, 20-minute walk. I'm just going to have a drink. I'm going to nightcap it. So I called him up. And I was like, where are you at? And he's like, oh, I took the wrong way. I'm on the street. And I'm like, okay, come down to this here, whatever. So we go into this bar. And that bar that night is industry. So they stay a little, it's an industry bar. For those people that don't know, I'm talking about like food service industry. So it stays up a little bit later that night. And Christina, the bartender, she's all right. The night before we had another incident there, but whatever. So, well, they tried. There's a homeless person that came in and he was very hungry, and I decided to give him my food, and then they tried to rough him up and throw him out because he wanted silverware, and I was like, okay, well, you almost spilled the food I gave him. Like, let's not do that. And they're like, well, you can't give him. I said, well, I can do what I want. And I walked him out and, helped out the situation a little bit after that. And they're like, I get it. I understand what they're saying. I get it. But since I'd already done it, that's not the time to start wrapping people up. Okay. So that night, though, was industry night. So we're out there and everything's going on. And she's like, nice to us. Everything's going well. And we probably shouldn't have. We came in the last 45 minutes before the bar closed.
Yeah, well, that's because we couldn't go into the other place because they're like, we're not letting anybody back in at 1. I'm like, well, we're not coming back. We're just coming here for the first time at 1.
Yeah. So for that last hour or 45 minutes, I probably had 3 or 4 drinks. So I was ordering my 3rd or 4th drink at that point, and she was like, "Dude, you ordered this drink. You know what's gonna happen." And I was like, "I don't care what happens," and I shouldn't. That's. But she said it in a testy way. She didn't say it like that.
But she still got the drink. She was fine. She smiled.
Yeah, she got it. Fine. But the very second I ordered that drink, it opened up the floodgates, and people started yelling like, now my drink was very simple. You take a liquor, you pour it into a cup, you throw some ice in it, you're good to go. That's it. People are coming up like, let me get a frozen margarita, 16 mixed drinks, and she's like, what? So now I'm in the bar, standing on the stool, going like, hey.
Shots
Nobody
beers,
come up here and order horse shit. You're not ordering mixed drinks. You're ordering shots or beer. That is it. Order your shots and beer. You got 5 minutes. Drink that shit and take it outside. It's coming in Togos because you can take it in Togos and go outside. So then the guy's like, oh, I'm so then this guy's like, oh man, I'm sorry. Can I get I said, not a mixed drink. Like just so then she was okay
margarita.
With
it. This. He's like, and then he's like, and I need a cranberry juice and a water.
Yeah, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're not ordering that. You're not ordering that. So that turned into 6 shots and 4 beers, which was good. So then, but she quit. I think she's done. I don't think she works there anymore. She fucking gave up.
That's crazy.
But then they gave us those coupons because, like you said, it was
then that table at that yelled at was like, you're not ordering that horse shit. You were having beers and shots. Then they're like, hey, come here. Yeah. So then when we were
come to our restaurant tomorrow night here,
everybody's trying to get us to come to their restaurant the next night. It was kind of funny, dude. It was funny. Yeah. It's a place that's got a bathroom in the basement that they have like the shitter has like they took 2 swing doors. You know what swing doors like? There's this much about. They don't even like hit together. It's like 2 swing doors like this. Yeah, and that's where the shitter is, and it backs up to the pisser. And like there was a lock on the door, but it had broken a long time ago. And like one dude was like seriously tearing it up, but I didn't know that. I just walked in, I didn't know it, so I went to go pee, and all of a sudden I hear grunt, and I'm like, oh god damn, man, I'm sorry. And he's like, I was like, I didn't know there's no lock on the door. And he was like, well, there's 2 toilets, so I guess it's okay. And I'm like, no, it still ain't okay, man. I'm out.
That's how you get COVID.
I finished up. Yeah, you get your COVID. And I got out of there. So that was that was funny. Dude.
That is why I do not like to go to bathrooms in places.
I don't either.
Not my own.
Oh, Dinesh gave me all types of shit because between one of the bars, so we did the same thing. We went to Pratt last night, and then we went to same spot. And I was like, "Yo, dude,
I tell you what, last night the energy from Power Plant was like jumping last night."
You went to Power Plant last night?
No, we walked by it again. When we walked by it, we have to go back to the hotel. I mean, it was like crazy. Like next time we go to Baltimore, we're definitely gonna go there early just to check it out.
How dare it was not Dom trying to order an Appletini. I bet to Power Plant. Power Plant was good. So did you guys see what happened to me at Power Plant? Did you see all those cops all of a sudden with those ladies and the $100 bills on the ground?
We walked over there. They're like, oh, sorry, we're closed.
Okay. So that's why I ended up on the block. So like I was walking there, all of a sudden these cops come bull rushing out, and there's these women here. This jackass was being a jerk and decided that he was just going to start. He was hammered. He's falling backwards, and he just started throwing $100 bills on the ground at girls passing by. Okay, well, one of the girls kicked the money, and the cop came bowling after her. Was like, we're not doing this. You're not playing with money. And I was like, yo, dude, like he's drunk and throwing $100 bills at people. This ain't their. They're not doing shit. And he's like, what? And I was like, oh, God damn it, dude. This is all I need. So I was like, I'm just saying, you're a little aggressive. We're walking. Don't worry about it.
I'm walking.
I'm not going to worry about it. I'm like, all right, then don't worry. Like, you have no business. Talk about the guy that's out there throwing money on the ground. Don't be yelling at these young ladies. They didn't do nothing wrong. So we walked. So they're like, hey, do you mind? And I was like, no. So then I walked. But then I took the right and the left. And like the power plant's like only 3 blocks from the fucking the block. So
yeah.
On the block. So
no, but Dom wasn't getting an Appletini, but he couldn't get his Hennessy at
at where?
Pratt. We're like, we don't carry it. We got bourbons though.
Oh, they had dog shit. They really had dog shit. The one guy apologized to me. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I've been telling them they got to refresh this bar. There's a bunch of dog shit drink out here. I was like, yeah, but I don't know. My bills were pretty much picked up at that point at Pratt every night, so I didn't. Are you gonna complain about free drinks?
No. You can just thank Dinesh.
It wasn't even that he wasn't. Was he there that night? He was there last night. He picked up all my bills.
I'm gonna run out of my drink, and we're not even.
Yeah, I know.
That's the problem.
I mean, that's like. By the way, what we're telling you is overviews and not even like 2% of what was happening at this place. By the way, it was like
trying to hold something back for Wednesday.
All in all, it was a great weekend.
It was a great weekend.
It was fun. Had a lot of talk. Good people we met. Well, I met. I can because I know you guys know him a long time, but it was great to meet Pete in person.
He didn't know a lot of people.
I'm with you, Dom. Like I hadn't met a ton of these guys in person.
But I tell you what, them in person doesn't match their personality on.
Yeah, I think that's. I think that's the greatest realization for a lot of people was like, and I heard it from a lot of people. Like, you do know we are here to entertain the internet. Like, we're here to entertain these guys. Like, there's a little bit of difference between that and I think some people, even people that do the entertainment for the internet, don't realize like, no, it's not the same. And when we see each other face to face, it's a lot different than like, I mean, we're same team, same squad. I will talk about it on Wednesday. I ran into some people, people that you guys are always like, you have to know who these people are. And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't watch YouTubes or Instagrams. I have no clue who these people are. And they're sitting next to me, like laughing at me because they know that I don't know, and they're playing little games. But they turn out to be really nice people. And like, apparently there was a guy named Tom that was hanging out with me. I had no clue. Who he is. I had no clue he was even there. There's a lot of pictures that I'm hoping of people. I've seen myself in a lot of pictures by people taken. Yep, I'm definitely in those pictures. I mean, we'll talk. That was the one thing. I'm going to say it again on Wednesday, but I'm going to talk about it right here. It is extremely weird to me that and you can ask anybody, and hopefully we'll have some people in the chat. I mean, I'll talk to anybody. There's a guy named John that was on the plane, and we get along. He lives here now. I took him. He actually came to one of my dinners. Like, I'm okay. As long as you're not acting like a jackass, we're all good, dude. We're all good to do whatever you want. And I want everybody to hang out. You know what I mean? I'll introduce you to people. I won't, as you know, even you two, I disappear a lot. I'm doing a lot of things, but like, I make sure we all have somebody to hang out with. But like, if you're just going to be there, just say hi, right? Don't take pictures of me. Don't say we're hanging out without saying hi. Believe me, it will be in your best interest. I mean, I don't know about what you guys think. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but it's pretty fucking fun to actually hang out. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, we have a good time. Nobody's like, yo, Marco, you're a piece of shit. It was horrible hanging out with you. You treated me like dirt. They're usually like, oh shit. Oh, oh shit. It was pretty fun. So just do that, guys. Like, we're not big deals. We're dudes just like you. We're dudes like to chat. We're dudes like, everybody else. You know what I mean? We're just normal dudes. And for everybody that makes fun of me for like talking to people on planes, and I had my notebook around with me, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't mind talking.
You have your clipboard though? Were you taking some polls?
I did not. I had the black and white notepad. So that's cool. But yeah, please do that from now on, because it's weird when I'm talking to people and they're like, "Oh, I heard you were at so place," and hanging out with so and so, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who that person is. And they're like, well, here's pictures of you and them. And I'm like, well, that's not actually me and them.
Taken out of
in
context.
the place. Yeah, I'm in the place that I'm like Pete taking pictures of Frank Miller's ass in that one. I'm Frank Miller's ass.
He was in mine. I think he's turned sideways in mine. It wasn't taking a picture of that.
Whatever. But either so I'm side shot Frank Miller in those pictures. So it's like, yeah, dude, it's not. It was fun though. I mean, I got to meet a lot of.
Well, my only point, what I was trying to get I was trying to. He's looking more and more like Robert Englund as the years go on.
He looked really Pete. But he looked really. He did look really good.
Nothing wrong with it. I'm saying
he looked really good.
I'm not saying he looked like Freddy Krueger. I'm saying he looked like the.
Well, he used to look. As I told
Krueger.
him, he used to look like Death, and he did. I mean, he looked like Death, and he's looking better. So
that's it. It was still fun. Again,
nah.
I just enjoyed meeting everybody.
I did see. Yeah, y'all. Pete's like no autographs, no pictures. I'm okay. I just.
Yeah, nobody DM'd me. Nobody wanted to meet.
What are you talking about? Everybody kept going, "Where's Pete?" I introduced
you.
Like
nobody reached out to me directly, so I didn't go find anybody.
Oh, because your name's on the channel. You're a big shot,
I just did my business. Just went around digging.
All right, let's get it. Do we have news?
There was one booth. It was it's like comic. It was like Ion Comics or something. I don't know. Yeezy told me to go check him out, and as soon as I walked over there, he's like, "Hey,
Third
I
Eye?
know you."
Are you talking about Third Eye?
Nice. We chatted for a bit.
Are you talking about Carl or are you talking about Third Eye?
I don't. No, it was after Third Eye because I ran
Carl,
into Aaron Yee around like Third Eye, and he pointed out it was like Ion Comics, I think.
Yeah, Carl. That's Carl.
Oh, I don't know Carl. But we were chatting for a bit, and he was telling me about the Minara variants, and I'm like, yeah, I still got to do the second batch of the Milo Minara.
Holy shit!
Ghost.
Steve's walking around with the box. He's like, Steve's like, I got something cheap in this box. I was like, okay, what do you got? And he pulls it out and say,
Steve,
what
was the name of that other $5 variant place you told me to go to? Because I got to thank you for that. It was like Comic something. It was around the corner from Third Eye because that's where I found the Mega Man, which I've been looking forever for that damn thing. And I found the Black Panther.
Oh, nice.
That was thanks to Horn. He told me, he's like, oh yeah, they got $5 variants next to Third Eye. It's like, I forget what it's called. I forget.
That's why I don't understand why everybody doesn't talk to each other.
Comic Logics,
yeah. Because the more you talk to people, the more stuff you're going to be able to find. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why I've always said, like, if people, I think people that showed up to Baltimore this year, the first time or whatever, too, like, there's all those weird things. Like, I'm just gonna say, I know it's gonna call controversy, but like the ascertain thing, like, you know what our position's been on it. People don't understand what actually happened there. There's a lot of people who are making crap up or editing videos and doing stuff. They got no clue how any of this works. But I think like you go here and you can talk it out. Like you could say, hey, blah, 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 and people will show you. And same thing with like other books and stuff like that. I'm just using that as a reference. And it's like, oh, now I understand. Where there's a bunch of guys on the internet, that if you could, like, you guys saw the crappy content I was putting out. My voice is gone. Yes, by the way, who was it? Astro calling me a zombie. Yes, I was in.
You were a little sleepy.
I was a little tired. I mean, I get it, but that's how it is. Wayseeker, what's going on? We haven't even got to the news yet.
The filibuster has worked.
So let's skip all that. It was great seeing. I mean, we'll go over it more on Wednesday. There's definitely, if you think those are the stories, those aren't anywhere close to like what we got to get into. Dom, remind me around toys. We'll show what you picked up. But do we have news? Yeah. Can we get into news?
It's 38 minutes in. We can. All right. Well, let's just get to it, I guess. We're going to start with the week in Star Wars. These are Wayseeker stories.
Yeah.
I just did them in the order that they came. But
yeah, I'm ratting Jen out. My cousin, straight up. She did me dirty, dude. She really did me dirty.
Oh, it was great meeting Jen too.
Yeah, but you know what? She kept jumping the box ahead of me. She's like, no, the X-Men aren't here. She sent me the other way. And then just like looted me on the way. Oh man, that's funny. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No, spoilers if you haven't watched Andor, but the director talked a lot about how important the scene was to them with the Whittaker Skokagard scene to direct
really
it.
It was
really cool, that scene.
Definitely very good.
Yeah, just reflected back on how much work they put into that scene and how cool it was.
Was it you?
I
don't know. Was it you?
Good insight into the director on that. Really fun scene of Andor.
Dude, that's what I've been talking about this and like trying to tell fans. Like the writing on this is really, it's good. Like when Star Wars has, and we're gonna probably get into something later where they shit all over good Star Wars writing, but like when Star Wars has good writing for a lot of us, like knuckle deep Star Wars fans, like this is Star Wars to us, and this right here, this interaction was really good writing. So
it was, and I'm tired. I don't want to hear any more about the slow burn bit about it. That's not the point. Like to me, the reason why I like Andor is that the universe they're showing me feels lived in.
Yeah,
like Coruscant feels like a place that's not just, hey, it's all CGI big buildings. Like it feels like an actual place now to me because of this show. Like,
and I actually think that's more of the Star Wars feel. The more the Star Wars brought us, into the space odyssey. It's not sci-fi, it's a space odyssey. So they brought us into the story of space, a lived-in portion of it. Something we've been trying to explain what the feeling of Star Wars is. That what you just said, Pete. I think I'd agree with that. Wayseeker, would you like to put any sauce on that, or is that what you believe too?
No, I we would talk about more in the episode, but it's fun seeing when we talk about the scene, like the rebellion come together and all, like how that was directed, and all the pieces. We'll talk about more, but this was such a good scene, and to hear the director talk about how much work they put into it, it really showed off.
Yeah, it came through.
It's good.
It came through.
That's our brother's car.
And then,
so yeah, as we
haven't gotten to it, so you guys are going to do that section without me.
Yeah, Bryce Dallas Howard was cast as Yaddle, and the big part of this was the article was Dave Filoni is actively recruiting Bryce Dallas Howard for animation. So wants to not do all the animation, is really working on giving us more animation in the future, not just one or two things. And working specifically of trying to get Bryce Dallas Howard to have her own animation show.
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
well, I do think he needs to maybe. Well, we'll see. We'll talk about.
We'll get to it.
Because
secret.
I think you talked a little bit about this on Wednesday, but
just mention
more news has come out since then about who's in the room, supposedly for this. Star Wars thing, and they're saying this is going to jump in that 25 time slot if it happens. And so Filoni was in the room for 2 weeks, according to this article, kind of putting the pieces together. So for better or for worse,
I'm just sick of hearing about all these. Oh, so and so. No, Taika Waititi's got a movie, and we're gonna let the Game of Thrones guys have a movie, and Ryan Johnson's gonna have. I'm tired of hearing that. Somebody make a movie. Exactly. Adam Jenkins, I don't care who it is. Somebody make a movie and let's watch it.
No, Lopez, you don't get to come in here and talk shit and then run away like a little girl. You stay in that chat. I'm coming for you. Do not leave.
There's nothing to see.
Sir, I will mute you. You don't come in here and drop comments and think you're going to leave like that.
No. Is there anything in question? You really worried Buffalo's going to lose? They're not going to lose.
Yeah, don't start some stuff like that, dude. You don't try to come in here like that. No, sir.
All right. What are you thinking about the movie?
Was Dom thinking about the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me? About the movie, about the possibly the ongoing Rey saga down the road.
Well, what do you think of the Lost?
Is that what this? We're talking about Lost into an ongoing Rey saga? Yeah.
Well, no, we have. This is not going to be.
No, that's you asked him what he done. Wait, stop. You asked him what he thinks.
No, wait, listen. This is more of the timeline after the Rise of Skywalker that they're going to build upon. That's what
the secret writer in the secret writing room about the secret stuff that's very secret.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
Lopez, I don't have anger. I'm just saying you're not going to come in here. If you're going to do what BK does, you're going to stay around and take it. You're going to get the L tonight. You stay in here and take your L. Take your L.
All right. Here, put your Mickey Mouse ears on and relax.
I'm relaxed.
I'm just teasing. Was it $30 for that damn thing?
I think it's 30. Yeah.
Nope.
I think it's $29.95.
What?
They're $34.99.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Tom, you getting those?
Sure. Come on.
Those brand new.
They look like shit.
That doesn't really work.
That looks like something I did before. It took two
pencils at home.
2 pencils. You put 2 things.
You got a hot glue gun. They just went to work.
Exactly. Oh boy.
Yeah,
So,
that does.
yeah.
That looks like something that's on Etsy, or is that the site Etsy?
Yeah.
Etsy, whatever?
Etsy.
Etsy. That's it. That
There
looks
you
like
go.
something that came off Etsy.
Yeah.
But you can get it autographed.
Hey, if you're watching Andor, we can get ourselves some
Oh
squigs.
God!
Oh
What the?
no.
They got arrested.
Was that just gummy worms? And is that just gummy worms and like?
That's
Dude,
gotta be
no,
gummy
you gotta
worms.
make them.
You got it.
I was reading it. Here's the ingredients. You got a gelatin powder. You got to make your own gummy worms with this drink. And there's no alcohol in it, which really disappointed
No,
me.
okay.
No
So they're
cheating.
pretty much, yeah. They're pretty much telling you to make a. They're pretty much telling you to make a gummy worm.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
With
make
the
a gummy
straw.
worm
Yeah.
with mango and Sprite.
Yeah.
Are you making one of these? That's what Pete should be drinking right now.
That's what they
Well,
try to
but-
order.
but
Hey, that's what they try to order at that bar. When I was like, no, shots and beers only. Get out of here.
My son would be pissed if I tried to steal his gummy worms from him. Where are my trolleys? Plus, I don't think the super sour.
Actually, you know
ones
what?
would work
I'll
in
get a
drink.
gummy worm. You throw the gummy worm in a mango drink, and there you go. With some
Yeah,
ice.
I don't have any mango.
You can get mango.
You can buy
juice
mango juice
over
easily.
yeah, Trader Joe's all the time.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I don't go to Trader Joe's.
Well, that's not my problem. By the way, the food. in
We don't
Baltimore
carry
is
it. I ain't getting it.
Trader Joe's is pretty cool.
Anyway, make your own gummy worms and have your
Well.
squigs. Video games?
We got
Uh-huh.
we got the DLC described for there's gonna be 30 new characters coming out in this Lego Star Wars. It's gonna be Andor related, Kenobi related. It's gonna have all of the Ezra and all of
Yeah, they had the Rebels.
Rebels. Yep.
So we're gonna get all the Rebels characters, and so, but 30 new characters. I mean, the amount of characters in this game, if you ever played it, is just overwhelming as it is. So like adding 30 more just seems even more overwhelming. But
It is.
Hey.
But that's the fun of a Lego game. It's just like with all the Harry Potter characters, all the Star Wars characters. It's
what do you think of
it's
Thrawn?
fresh. Otherwise, the game is basically the same. Like it's not that complicated of a game.
How much are these DLCs?
I think they're like, it depends on which
$10
one you got. You could have got all the
Chunks,
DLCs
$5?
if you got the big package. I think they're like $5 for.
Yeah, I think
each.
they're like $5 a go, and they'll give you like 8 to 10 in a like on a kind of like a set, or you can just do the buy everything for like 30 to 40 maybe.
Cool.
And
And you just whenever they make new stuff, you get it.
Mhm.
Thrawn, this one looks cool.
Yeah, Thrawn looks good.
Blew me
Love those
away.
red eyes.
Terry
All
got
right, well, let's
jokes.
move to Favreau just saying stuff.
Oh, Jesus. That's
There's
another one.
Favreau and Filoni did an entertainment e-weekly interview this week, and it was pretty much straight garbage. I don't know if you listened to it, but they didn't say anything for like their whole interview. But one of the things that he didn't say for like 10 minutes was that there might be cameos, and he's excited to bring the skeleton crew into Mando season 4, possibly.
That's 4 though.
Yeah. So,
we still got
And which one still hasn't come out yet?
so
So they haven't shot 4, they haven't written 4, but
he said he's pretty much done with writing 4,
Writing,
or
yeah.
parts of 4. So I don't know where that means, but
he's pretty much done with writing parts of 4. So 4's not done writing, but he's done with writing parts of 4.
the
And he
interview
might be
was-
excited if the skeleton crew eventually shows up in it.
Yeah,
But they will already have their own show, so it'd be like an after the fact, not like an introduction.
it would not be an introduction. It'd be after the fact.
It's an after the fact thing, so that's fine.
It's not. Yeah,
Is that
a
is
soft,
it fine? Oh,
preview
It doesn't
or
matter
whatever.
at that point.
okay.
I like that shirt.
That's a pretty cool plaid shirt.
This is-
Actually, I'm just kidding. I don't think I would wear that
It's
shirt.
like a Howdy Doody shirt. I had a shirt like that when I was a kid.
It looks like a Zach Morris shirt to me.
Is anybody interested? I mean, I don't want to sound rude about this, but like out of the Rebels, timeout. Out of the Rebels, how many? I mean, on the excited side storylines that you want to hear after we get the Thrawn, like the individual storylines, is Ezra, if you take the Thrawn portion out of Ezra's storyline,
Yeah.
is he really the guy we want to hear a ton about? Like, I would rather go back and hear the Canon, Hera, like maybe hook up, meet up before they didn't story. I'd love to hear what the heck happened to Zeb. I want to find out what happened to Ezra as far as like Ezra
Not getting
and
Zeb.
Thrawn. But do I really want a spin-off of that? I'd rather have a spin-off of Zeb. You know what I mean?
No, we're
rather
not
have a Hera
getting Zeb.
spin-off.
Zeb's going to be passed away off screen because they don't know how to bring him to live action.
Well,
I can make him not look ridiculous.
I probably think if they're going to do a spin-off, it's going to be actually him with Thrawn. You'll find out what happened in that time period. Because once they find him, you need all that missing, those missing pieces to fill in the gaps.
Well, it depends on what the story,
the
story behind it, what it is.
The Ahsoka thing properly.
Yeah,
but you know what? They're not going to go do the Ahsoka thing properly.
It's like the Obi-Wan with the Inquisitors. They're going to have the Inquisitors.
That was terrible, Dom. That's exactly what. Yes, agreed. Exactly what. So they didn't do something right. Right.
Hey,
I don't want that.
Don't crap on Obi-Wan because we're going to get to that in a minute.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, we'll agree here. He was kind of lame. But I'd rather hear about Ezra and Kanan's kid. And what's going on with that? Like, if you want to give us
Ezra and Kanan's kid, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you get that, you get Zeb.
Sector 7.
Like, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not saying no to this. I'm just saying, like, on the totem pole.
That's the
after
thing.
we just got some.
What if that's the story you get with Ezra? Maybe we don't get what happened to him with Thrawn. Maybe we get that as part of Ahsoka's. They find him. But what if we get? Hey, we found Ezra. Now what does he do? Maybe he trains Hera and.
No, I'm done. No. Ezra without Thrawn, I don't want to hear anymore. We're done. That's it. Like, finish it off.
What about Ezra working with Luke at the academy down the road?
No, that sounds.
I don't want
horrible.
I don't want more
sounds horrible. No,
I don't want more CGI'd Luke.
That's Dom. No, Dom. I'm giving you Hera's child, Hera and Hera's child, and you come up with.
You know that Kylo Ren probably killed them all. I hope you know that.
Grogu too.
Yeah.
No, Grogu went off on his own. He already.
Grogu and Ezra end up
taking my shirt
down the road.
Grogu has a man bun. Has a man bun, and he's a samurai type of looking Mandalorian. There you go.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
I know, nothing wrong with that at all.
Dude, what man bun? What are we doing? Get away from this, Tom.
All right, let's move
Wayseeker, you opened it up when you asked him what he thought about those rumors earlier.
What do you want with that?
All right, so this one, I mean, we're going to talk about this one tonight a little bit, but I found it fascinating that it has a 100% score for Tales of the Jedi.
I legit grabbed it after I read the story, which was probably like a day or two ago, but I grabbed this a couple hours ago. It's still 100%, and the audience score is 95.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. I mean, and then they've already. I mean, kind of hints that there might be a season 2 coming.
Yeah, I think they should keep doing these. These were really good. They're very well done.
The
quality is great, man.
Like capitalize off of.
Yeah,
so many characters.
This is great.
And I've only watched one. I still got to catch up.
You didn't watch it?
I didn't have time.
And you watched the first. If you watched the first one, you watched the worst one probably then too.
And I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it wasn't bad. No, it wasn't bad. I understand that.
I had to get ready for this and
what it was, but I'll tell you what, man. The other stories. The things with Dooku.
You guys can talk about that later. That's probably when I'll go take.
I'm just saying, but I
actually think that there was some weak sauce. To be honest with you, that probably was. Yeah, it was weak. We
can get to that.
That was a weak.
Back to Obi-Wan and these other shows. They won a lot of Saturn awards.
They did. I don't even know what the Saturn awards are, but Hayden Christensen won Best Actor. We got Best TV Show for one of them. We got Ming-Na Wen got Book of Boba Fett. So it's like 7 different Saturn awards. Star Wars really just
is this the award show that Star Wars just puts?
It's like it's like a sci-fi. It's like a sci-fi.
It's actually award. Disney. Disney actually produces this thing. So all the Disney.
Yeah, right.
No, they don't.
Yeah, right. I like it, Dom. I like where you're going, Dom. I agree.
No. Disney did it. They branded
Dark Side Down coming out again right there. We like that. Yep.
Oh boy.
But no, I mean, it was impressive. Or like somebody might have slipped some money under the table to make all these ones win. I don't know what happened there, but.
Yep. No, that's all it takes. But then you got to also think, what if it's sci-fi only? What has the competition been? There's not really been a ton.
Yeah.
Lately.
He says it's fantasy sci-fi movies.
Maybe. And we got one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
We got the poster, the key art for Star Wars Celebration 2023. There you go, Dom.
I'm trying
I
to
was
go.
talking to a couple people who are super excited about this. Oh,
I'm starting a Kickstarter.
You were supposed to
Big
remind me
Ben.
this weekend. I was going to interview some people. I could get you in.
I'm sorry, man. I got to do a Kickstarter now with this, man. I really have
Big
to.
Ben, Parliament.
Cool art, though. I like the Death Star.
I like the way it
leading
looks.
into all the other ships. It's kind of
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Hopefully, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really do want to go, but I know next year, I know the year after, it's going to be back in the States again, right? Or is it one-on-one?
No, you don't know that.
We
You're
don't
hoping.
Oh,
And it might not be the year after. Do you remember? I mean, that's not how it's.
It could be 2 years from now.
It could be. Well, it could be up to 5 years.
Yeah, they're not.
Is it going to be every year again? Is it back to every year?
It was not. It's never been technically every year.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember.
I think it depends on what they've got. Like, what do they have in the hopper? To
It was. They brought it back for the movie thing. So like, it was like a 2. It's. Yeah, I mean, I would hope that they do it every year.
Especially, they're going to make it more regular than 5 years, though.
Yeah, I would hope that because of this, if they're going to do if they're going to do one out of I'd hope that they do one in the States. If you're going to do a foreign one, then you do here out of States, back into the States. If you're going to do that, so then do it
New York City Star Wars Celebration.
Nobody wants to go to a rat town like that.
Hey.
Well, the rats are fine as long as they keep your distance. But anyway, that's it. As much as I'd like to go to London, I don't think I'll be able to make it next year.
Yeah.
But that was the week in Star Wars.
Okay.
True.
Toronto. I would go to Toronto Celebration.
I would do that.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
That'd be pretty good. Comics. We'll fly through comics real quickly. There's just one. Dr. Aphra.
Dr. Iron Man.
I know. I guess there's a split opinion on if this Ascendant story is good or not. I didn't know that because I've really been enjoying it. It's got. They had one book there. They had like a half a bad book, I thought, but I think they've gotten back to.
Her face looks like it's like drawing like a.
Dr. One day they have to do like a study on, or maybe we can do it, like how poorly they have drawn Aphra.
She looks like the Death Note creature.
Yes. Yes. I was trying to figure it out. The smile.
It's really creepy.
BK, I know you're not trying to complain like rats, dude. You guys have got there's a war of rat going on in New York. You have tons of rats out there.
War of rats.
Yeah. They literally declare war on rats.
But with rats.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's like 10 rats per person.
Oh my God. That's just
crazy.
You
have 10 rats?
And you have so many people. So like that's
it's a lot of rats. Anyways, so she's she's still being taken over by the technology. She's got the necromancer sword. She almost kills Just Lucky. So the technology has gone into her mind. So the technology it's weird. It's really cool and weird the interaction she has because it looks sometimes like it's Aphra talking, but it's technically the technology that's talking, but knows all the mindsets
we'll
of
defend your cities. There you go.
Yeah, they might. Chicago does. You ain't lying. There's a ton of rats there.
They love that deep dish Chicago pizza.
They eat well there.
They do it.
She gets a message that, blah, 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 Red Dawn from this group here. They're trying to get in. We've got a little bit of Magna back. All the ex-girlfriends are back. They got the death droids. The death droids were like, yo, we were supposed to be killing a bunch of Empire people and everything, but instead we got stranded. But then Crimson Dawn got sent to us. We didn't, Aphra had to tell them. They're like, well, Aphra wouldn't have told them. So somehow they're trying to figure out how they found out that the droids were on the planet. And the ex-girlfriend group is now trying to figure out, they're like, look, if the Ascendant technology can access Aphra's mind, they're going to predict that we're going to do things. So let's be predictable, but let's also not be predictable. But wouldn't that be predictable? Like if they know all your outcomes, then wouldn't the predictability of you not being predictable by trying to be predictable? So they did that little bit there. And of course, the Aphra.
That's not how a lady sits, by the way.
No, that's technology.
A lady reveals nothing.
I know.
They do a little flashback in the mind of Afra. That's how you can tell the difference, because she talks in black print. If you're the technology, apparently you turn into red print. Our dead little mouse rat is like, hey, listen, I built this as technology. It is not Sith power, but we've been telling you that for a while. That was like a big misnomer, the Sith power thing, I guess, or whatever. Afra says, well, now I have to destroy it to have to get rid of it. The mouse thing says, you're not going to destroy my technology, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all right. Trying to explain the
guilt trip Lopez into staying.
No, I'm not guilt tripping him. I'm telling him to stay. He's gonna get it.
Keep going.
Anyway, so they pretty much break down that Afra really does want to have her body back, splitting it up, and the mouse person, even though it's dead and just a vision, is like, yo, I don't want you killing my technology. So, there could be good of it.
So this technology that like stops lightsabers, neutralizes it. Mm-hmm. Is it the same technology or is it different? Because I didn't get to this one yet that we saw in the High Republic.
I do not think it is the same technology. It was very they weren't exactly open-ended with it, but they do show one of the deactivated lightsabers later. One of the what's his name? Lucky's there too. It's really all the X's of Afra. They're running away. They end up running to Sanson. The technology's asking for Sanson for some reason. I don't know why, but they play that little game. And then Fam goes like, she's not important at all. And the technology is like, yeah, she's really important. It's just a setup. I think you're right with the technology with the lightsaber. Between the technology with the lightsaber and the Sanson thing, it's just the setup for the High Republic and the Sanson solo series. So they did two little. The lightsaber thing turns into like 4 panels ish, leaves it like hinting but open the air, and the Sanson thing is 2 panels and is like preview for that. So but this is where the lightsaber quote unquote kind of technology plays in, but it's not. It's just a deactivated one that somehow Fan has, and then Sanson uses the whip, which didn't make sense because when they're talking about the technology, it was inside of Afra's head. But I figured they'll fill it out. There was a couple corny lines and back and forth in this, but pretty good fast-pacing book. They're picking the pace back up. And even though they're supposed to be doing that crossover, they haven't got to it yet. And instead, they are kind of leaning into the Sanson and the High Republic, which I don't have a problem with either one. So there we go. Next week, we've got Bounty Hunters. Dom, the third cover, has got
the first appearance of
on a cover there. Yep. Louder, Dom.
The first appearance of what's the name of the squadron?
And that was where we were telling you she's not going to be inside the book. She's going to be in whatever, and turn out the case. Also, we've got Mandalorian 5.
The first appearance of Fennec Shand.
Hold on, Dom.
Oh, fine.
Mandalorian 5. We got the glow in the dark Grogu, and then Dom. Real interesting covers here. Is there anything important about Mandalorian 5?
The first appearance of the assassin Fennec Shand.
Oh, look, she's right there on that third cover. Really cool.
Wait,
wow.
Also, 125.
Huh?
Also, the resurgence of Boba Fett at the end.
Oh, because
we hear the
they're going to show
the
the
jingling and jangling.
We're not going to hear it. We'll just hear we'll read it.
Jingle jangle, jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle.
Is the Fennec Shand on the 1 in 25?
Yes.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Of course, it's got to be the valuable one.
Also, we've got.
I'm going to be reviewing this one. Marco won't read this one.
Dude, I read the preview again on this. I was like, oh, this sounds even fucking. I go, the art looks terrible and it sounds so bad. Like, I started reading it. I was like, geez, I can't. I'm done.
We'll see if we get Ruben back. Then he can.
Yeah, maybe you guys can cover that because this is hyperspace stories. They're switching storylines. Leia's sending Poe. This is supposed to be Poe and Finn. Just in case you didn't know, that's who's on the train there.
Doesn't look anything like Finn.
It's not Aladdin. It's not Aladdin and the chick
I
from
see
that
it on the B
Zulu
cover
movie.
or the other
well,
cover.
Well, did you hear the news that this what's his name? What's his name in real life? I forgot his name.
The person who plays Poe.
Poe Dameron. What's his name in real life?
Oh, Poe Dameron. That's Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. There you go. I couldn't get his name, but he's open to come back to do Poe Dameron stuff in movies and Disney Plus series.
Yeah, I don't
So
think
he's
John
opening.
Boyega
So
is, though.
that means, Dom, please explain what that means.
That means that if the price is right, and if
it means that, hey, dude, I want to get a bag, and there's nothing for him to get a bag for. It really means they have no future plans for Poe Dameron. So,
but it also means Moon Knight was awful, and he has to find some future work.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, Moon Knight 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
that'll be the.
No, he said he would come. Moon Knight would show up somewhere.
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 So we'll see. It doesn't matter.
Midnight Suns.
We can all just watch.
I just pulled a Dom. My bad. I just dommed that one. I was just like Midnight Sun. Yeah. All right. Also, we've got the next Bounty Hunter edition. We've got the wow, these covers are not good. But whatever. You guys start having these Clone War 50th covers or 40th or 20th or whatever the hell they are.
20th.
Bosk versus the Thing.
Yeah, looks like
you're gonna get that one. You got to.
I do. Yeah, I have to. It's
Marco's thing. Marco
yeah,
gets
it's terrible. I do. I get all the Bosk covers.
Django cover.
What about Mace?
Mace. I don't know. It's kind of.
We want silhouetted Mace. He's about to take his head.
Also, Hidden Empire #2.
When is Hidden Empire 1 come out?
This is like a couple weeks
before this one.
It's gotta be next week. Yeah,
I know.
It's gotta be next week, probably next
Thank you,
week.
Pete.
No, 2 weeks.
Thank you for clearing that up for me. I really didn't.
Happy to help.
Thank you. Welcome anytime, man. Thank you.
2 weeks. I think. This is not looking good. So
I kind of like that third cover though. It has like a
No, I mean like the
art
descriptions.
style.
The description and the previews are not. It's not looking good. Not looking.
Oh
good.
well, yeah, I could.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also just looking forward to the story being done so I can move on.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking more forward to.
Why do we have Hidden Empire Bingo? Find out who died.
Well,
You do it, Dom. You do it.
There
Yeah,
you
go
go.
ahead, set it all up.
Marco's
all-
never
is that all
doing
we
it
got?
again.
That is all we got. We're
That's
not
it,
doing.
right?
Yeah,
We also
that
got a
bingo
book
thing
this
worked
week.
out so well. It was over in 2
What if
weeks.
it's not bingo? What if we do like a Subway sandwich punch card of some kind?
No,
A
we're
A
not.
smoothie.
All right, Dom.
Here we
Pete,
go. So
Oh, you want me? Okay.
we had 2 different events.
Yes, there are
From,
two. I did the early one first.
So we had 2 different events from Hasbro revealing a bunch of different figures from all the different genres that they own. And the main thing was that they introduced a few characters from Star Wars in their live feed. For the first piece of it, you can go. So we got some vintage figures that are coming, which there's a couple of vintage people out there that love it. We got the artillery stormtrooper that we had the little appearance in the Mando season 2. The scene with the tragedy. You see like one scene with him in it, and now he's a figure. They have the hot toy. They have the hot toy. They have the Black Series, and now they have the vintage.
I can't believe
To
they
make
got
those
hot
vintage
toys
people
in.
happy.
Nobody likes vintage people.
Unfortunately.
So here we go. So they introduce. So we got a figure that is very creative. All they had to do is change heads because they already did Miggs Mayfield.
He
Took
looks
his head
so
off and put-
sad. in this
I know.
This looks bad.
It is bad. And they look so proud and happy that they're releasing a figure with a different head sculpt. It's the same figure that Mayfield had. But anyway.
The head sculpt, I'll give it the head sculpt was a little different, but
Oh, okay. Well, we
Yeah.
can also talk about the cardboard
that's
box.
the
that comes in.
whack cardboard box. I don't like the Morak Din Djarin, which, you know what? That episode I really like a lot.
But they gave him a gun on the box. It makes him look so much more active and so much more
I know,
exciting.
right? Yeah.
I don't know. These boxes are kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, window the plastic
hate
thing.
them.
No, you need the plastic.
You guys are old manning shit. Keep going.
Not old man and shit.
Back in
We don't know
my
if he's
day.
in there.
Back in my day, we used to have.
You don't know if he's in the box.
Yeah,
Once
you
you
do.
open it, you don't know if he's in there.
Yo, you're probably gonna get Megfield in that. Not
Back
Figure
in
Toy.
my
Yeah, no.
day.
You're gonna get your Build-A-Figure pieces stolen and then repackaged. Like, what's in here? Oh,
Exactly.
there's literally a rock inside the box with your figure, but you didn't know.
Not the rock from wrestling, but the little rock.
A
There you
stone
go.
from somebody's
Back
yard.
in my day, when all
So this
the
is actually pretty
plastic
cool.
in the world,
So,
we had a lot of plastic.
From Battlefront Jedi Survivor. This is a new sculpt, but he actually looks like the old CEO from Hasbro.
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis. He looks like with Baldwin and James.
Oh no, yeah, he looks like Bartles.
Yeah,
he looks like Bartles.
What about
they
the
just head sculpted Bartles on this? Are you kidding me? They really are just screwing over Black Series, man.
What's the droid called?
Well, you know what? Listen, they
look it up like, oh,
I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's great. You know, it looks. I don't know. I'm just.
In its cardboard box.
Isn't it BT1? Is that right?
Yeah,
BT1. I don't remember.
I think BT1.
Yeah, it's BT1.
Whatever.
Are we gonna do this every time though, Pete? Every time we see a box, we're just gonna go. So there's like 5 more boxes.
Goddamn box.
Just get it. All right, next.
They're making me have to collect vintage because they're giving vintage plastic where there's more plastic.
Well, that's because vintage is a bunch of whiny bitches. So stop letting them whine about it. Move along.
So for the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, we got Boba Fett repackaged yet again. And guess what? I'll still buy it. At least I'll get rich off of I actually like that.
At least you could see it.
Exactly. AOA. Hey, give AOA a star today. Good job, AOA. He's coming with some heat. That's good stuff, dude.
I definitely do like the packaging of the 40th anniversary. Looks pretty cool, and I like that picture.
Starkiller's got a fig.
Yeah,
Starkiller has a fig.
Mm. No, in the box though, his head looks huge.
Starkiller does not have a figure yet in Black Series, but
not in Black Series. He didn't ask in Black Series. Yes,
but he does have a figure.
Oh, there's a bunch of figures for. So pre-order
the ones that came out.
They went up already. So I don't know if they're still up on
vintage sucks.
I think they are. I think I ordered the Boba Fett. I ordered the Boba Fett and I went on it today, and I think they're still up for pre-order.
Well, then they came back a day or so after with more.
Yeah, actually a day. Yeah, they actually the 29th. They actually came back. With,
that's cool. They do that every once in a while. That's really cool.
So this is the 40th anniversary. Yeah, we said this one before. This one actually surfaced earlier, but now they actually show it.
Stop!
It's a trap.
He's got the dancing shoes on. I like
it.
It's
a trap.
Those Cousin Eddie's shoes from National Lampoon's
It's a trap.
I don't know.
Yeah, why is with them at the end look like old miserable? And now he's smiling.
He's weird, dude. They got to give that kid some gummies or something. Like, there's something wrong with
some
him.
Special gummies.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But the packaging looks cool. I like the vintage packaging.
Don't worry, Tom. Don't feel the pressure. This is a weird run of. Does anybody really want to buy this?
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
it's all right. You could say it. It's all right. We don't work for Disney. We don't work for Hasbro. We don't have to promote it. It's just okay. Who asked for this guy?
Exactly. You know what? Listen, now we got more vintage figures, which is actually pretty cool. You know, for the vintage line. You know,
where did his sack of stuff go?
You know, but yeah. You know, I actually like.
Oh, is that his hat?
No, his hat.
Okay, I was wondering, where did his basket of wheat go? I don't see it in the packaging.
See, I like the 40th anniversary little symbol in the corner. I like that to represent.
We can print you out. Oh.
I know I can. I know. We
can give you a nice big poster of the 40th anniversary logo. If you want.
This is what I have more of a problem with. They waste. We could for you guys for your box crybabies. They could give you at least a little in frame of just the head of the box in the Black Series if Vintage didn't get to waste all this plastic.
That's what I'm talking. That's why I'm upset. Vintage gets all of the plastic to completely coat the figure.
Garbage.
I just need a window box. G.I. Joe window,
just a head box.
When you open up the thing, it has the window on it inside.
Just stop making shitty. Just stop making shitty Vintage figure. If you could you imagine how much plastic you could save if you cut out the Vintage line?
What I hate is that they keep reintroducing the same figures that we had from years and years and years. There are so many other characters that they can make.
Like Bulldog Face.
Oh Jesus.
This is so bad.
Look at James. He's so happy. He loves the worst shit they do. At least what's her name? She's always got that shit eating oh, I know this is stupid, but I gotta sell it. Because she's the marketing manager, the young lady.
We gave it a Rambo headband.
Yeah, whenever you see her do stuff, I can't remember what her name is, so I'm not going to try it because it could turn out the wrong way.
And there you go.
Yeah, you see, she always has this face afterwards. She fakes a smile, then she drops to yeah, we did this bullshit. It is not good.
But how many do we need? I
We
know
don't
that
need any.
we introduced
Zero
them, but
is the key.
Well, do you know what? Do you think they were going to use these characters on like in Jabba's palace or something else, and they're just like,
the job is
oh shit, you know,
Sailbarge.
like, well, we gotta get rid of them
See?
All
now.
right, well, okay.
All the Sandbarge characters.
Why does he have air vent like piping or tubing for pants?
He's comfortable.
Like I
man,
feel like
doing
he
bees.
works in.
See, this isn't even this isn't even the
air.
bullshit. This isn't even troop building anymore. This is just horseshit characters.
Dude, they're all smiling in this one though. All 4 of them are fucking pleased as punch. with this
Please
guy.
as punch on this one.
They're like, look at this guy. Yeah. All right. In the box, maybe it's not as cool.
Woof.
Yeah. Woof.
Woof.
All right, what's next?
And
Oh,
another
God.
yak
This
face.
guy?
We talked about yak face though, that it came with the Sailbarge with the coin, and now they released it regular. So
Nobody likes this one though.
Is he a
Look at their
Sith?
faces.
they don't like Joe
This
Camel.
one-
Joe
this one I
Camel,
know.
the
Old Joe Camel.
old Joe Camel.
Yep, retired Joe Camel.
Well, he's not going to make it that long if he's smoking camels. So
Yeah, I know.
no, this is what is it? Soul Moreau?
Yeah, but it's yak face. Not yak face. Is it yak face?
No,
Right.
not anymore.
Anymore? They changed name.
Give him a
No,
different
that's
name
why
now.
Steeler do.
Yeah.
Star Wars makes the same cover slot. We're about to get into Andor in a minute. It's next.
Yeah,
up.
we are. We
So
still
now
have
they
more.
came out with a new vintage speeder from Return of the Jedi. It's pretty cool, but
I like that.
they came with a stand. And actually, you have it in your desk, which would be a cool piece. But
Yeah.
Still comes in a box though.
yep, comes with a box, no window.
No window. We don't know what's inside there.
Didn't the old one? I've got one. No, I've got one right there. The original. I don't think it has a window.
Yeah, I don't think that like a
It
vehicle
doesn't.
kind of thing.
I don't think the original boxes had windows. It's just the other.
They
stuff.
don't. I'm looking
Yeah,
at one
they
right
don't.
now. It doesn't have it.
No, I know, but I would like one, just like the GI Joes. It would give you the figure would be in the window box. I don't
Yeah.
need to know about the ship. Yeah, I trust it's in there.
So this was the second wave of figures that they actually showed, which is actually pretty cool. Now you have the heavy artillery without with Piz,
Has,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the artillery Mando anymore. It's
It looks like he stole his gun from Vasquez in Aliens.
Yeah. You know what? I actually like this vintage figure. That I definitely buy it.
But you don't get to see him because it's
You don't
still in
get
a
to see him.
box.
It's still in a box.
And this is vintage too. They said no,
Good.
this is too much plastic.
Yep.
Too much plastic for this guy.
Yep. Has Vizsla. Let's. All right. Or it's. I mean, it's what's his name? Dave.
No,
John.
Favreau.
John.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. So now they have the gaming greats
Yeah, this is cool.
of Shaz. Right, Shaz. What's it?
Shane. Shane. It's her name's it's SB. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's her last name?
That's
Wasting.
cool.
This is the one. This is Raven.
Shan
Revan's.
Vizsla.
This is
Vizsla.
Revan's
Yeah.
chick
Shan.
slash
Vizsla
slide.
Shan.
Vizsla Shan. It's her. This is Raven's chick slash slide chick slash. It. Well, so who's the baby? Is it the baby from Revan or is it from the from what's his name when the thing happened?
What?
Right? Huh? Because she has a
Are you
granddaughter. that
speaking
shows-
English?
Yeah, she has a granddaughter, right? She has a granddaughter.
Yes.
Is that also Revan's granddaughter or is that Malik's granddaughter? I can't remember.
Oh.
I think it's Revan's.
It's loose though. They didn't really say because there's
Why is the
another one of those.
lightsaber so long?
There's once in a while Star Wars does this great thing where they think it's okay to have people get raped in further's rape going on in
Okay.
Star Wars. They did it with Boba Fett. They also do it during this.
This was
segment,
a
too.
different era, though. Like, these
Yeah,
were
yeah.
all like 20, 30 years ago.
Don't worry, it's okay.
It's
It's okay because it was in the past. There was
Yeah,
no
Yeah,
rules.
that was
ago.
that was like the origins of Freddy Krueger. Like, where did he
Yeah.
come from? Well,
It's
you know,
very, and this is another one where it's very like.
But this is really cool.
I like this character though. I really like the character. She really is cool and everything else. I just
and I like
there's
the
some
fact that
sketchy
they have a
stuff.
black series of her now, which is really cool. And definitely, I'm picking this up.
I would pick this one up.
steal it. Yeah,
What
that's
about
I'm
this one?
picking that one up too. Oh,
And now we got Malik, which is actually
the maybe the
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
man,
maybe baby daddy.
maybe.
Malik looks pretty cool. You know,
Does he?
I don't know. I don't think Mount looks
I
really
don't
good.
think so.
No.
Yeah, I'm just looking at this going like, what the fuck is Santa Claus doing in here?
Well, maybe the paint on the final scope will be a little more.
And like the lightsaber is like a tenth of the size of Bastilla's lightsaber.
It is. You're saying, hey, Ruben, see, this is the right way. I think is the right way. This is not the right way. You're hoping that, but I don't know. Anyways. It doesn't. If you give this guy a white beard instead of the gray mouth, does he not look like Santa Claus? You could interchange the things here.
Santa.
Pretty cool.
Ho ho ho.
I was hoping for Starkiller, man. I want Starkiller to eventually come out in the Black Series. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, you didn't get him.
I know we didn't get him.
You got this guy instead.
Yeah, we got another part of the Scar Squadron, which is actually that's actually pretty cool too.
Which one?
It's the
on the box. They put 5 people.
Mick. It's the one.
Yeah, but why did they put 5 like a whole?
Go back.
Why they put the whole squad there?
Go back. They're gonna make the whole squad. Go back to the other pictures. The first picture. Yeah, you got the blue visors, which is he's with him. He's with
Which one has the blue visor?
Right there. The second one.
The one. No, is it the third one in the back that has?
No,
nope.
It's the first in the front.
Whatever, get on, move along.
It's in front of the big guy.
It's the first one in the front.
It's the first one in the front.
First one in the front. Okay,
go.
Stop.
Right, yeah, we're going to Barbie.
Now this is what I'm really wanting.
This looks terrible.
Why?
This is better than the comic we just saw.
This is actually Dr. Aphra with the overcoat. This is from one of the.
I'm telling you, if you didn't, Dom, if you just put this thing out here and you didn't even say it was a Star Wars fig, if you just put this in the random toy loose figure build, and you had it at like any toy con, 96% of people would not even think
what's
this
this
was
steampunk series that they have?
Yeah, like this is not good.
No,
this is almost like Santa Claus Malik. No, it's not good.
Not Santa Claus Malik.
Because the box
buy this one though.
Oh no, I'm still buying it. Don't get me wrong. I'm still just like I'm still buying it. I'm just.
Why did they pick this picture for the cover?
Yeah, because this figure's so bad. So they're like, well, can we have something that's
in the
no? Why did they pick? Look where our hand is. It's right near the junk. Like,
hey, it's good. Star Wars is getting ballsy. No, it's actually pretty cool. I'm happy they're coming out with a second Dr. Aphra figure. That means they're working on more and more companies who eventually, like Hot Toys and maybe Funko, will get on their ass and make a Dr. Aphra figure guy named Pop or Black Series or a Hot Toy.
Why? She has just as many live action appearances as this one.
I know, Mara Jade. That's pretty cool. Hey, you know what? We finally got the Mara Jade figure.
That's cool.
They actually talked about this for about a year, so it finally became a reality.
Why is she holding her lightsaber way up there, though?
Yeah. They just moved the hand up.
What?
They just moved the hand up.
Choking up on the back.
They're choking up on a baseball bat. Like
she's up the shaft. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but I don't like the smirk. The smirk doesn't bother you.
This is also another one that I'm like, what?
Yeah, she looks like.
I'm boycotting and not buying any of this horse.
Angelina Jolie. Look at it. Go close. Go back again.
Not Angelina Jolie.
Look, it looks like Angelina Jolie. It looks like Angelina Jolie.
They're just giving zero fucks and giving us garbage.
It looks like she just farted and got away with it.
You guys think that's a good version, huh?
Dark Force Rising.
And that's the picture. That's the artwork they tried. So they grabbed the shittiest artwork they possibly can do on these characters to make their shitty ass sculpts.
It could have been
not as shitty.
The Emperor's hand. It could have been. You could have had her on the cover with the Emperor. It would have been better.
Yeah, missed opportunity.
But you know what? These figures will sell. They're better. Pretty decent.
I guarantee those figures. I guarantee
not yet.
I guarantee all 3 of these figures will be sitting on the shelf and on
Tuesday for these.
Well, November 1st.
They will all be GameStop. Well, that's pre-order. They're not coming out for another year.
Well, yeah. Well, no, the same time as the last batch, spring.
Yeah.
So it's not a year. It's 6 months, maybe.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, go ahead.
All right, real quick. I threw the pipeline stuff.
The pipeline
mentioned too.
So you got. I'm gonna say you got the vintage collection, which is pretty cool. More vintage car. I'm more interested in the Cad Bane.
Sure.
Wait, you mean more interested? Like... You mean you want Cad Bane more than Moff Gergerod?
Yes.
Moff. Who the hell? I don't even remember that guy's face.
Hey,
he got choked out by Vader, right?
He got choked out for like 2 minutes.
Definitely.
I thought that was Admiral Piet.
And another Num. Come on, man.
Oh, Niem Num. They had, why did they have to give him the? I don't know. We were looking at these when we were walking around the con. I did say out of the prequel stuff, series, I did like the guards, the Grievous guards. I was like, that's kind of cool.
It's like a manga. Guards. Yeah, cool. And you have the Clone Wars Ahsoka Tano coming out, and then a Phase Crew Clone Trooper, and then another Omega.
Yeah, look, for Jedi, we got an Omega.
Yeah, Omega.
Oh, they're Omega.
Wearing a helmet hat.
Just
for season 2.
Saying, Dom, we're gonna take your money, all of it.
They took my money already.
What's a Phase 2 Clone Trooper?
That's the one we saw in Andor.
It's
the one it's the hat.
And they got the helmet coming out.
Well, the helmet is the helmet that you see towards the end. What's the last episode? Number 3.
What?
It's also the one that you could buy that's got the 2 buttons on the side and on the third part, the big one, the 2-piece one you can take apart. They actually sell it. It's a Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's got slicker side and rotation.
They can keep it. You guys.
May the force be with you always.
Good stuff, Dom. All right, next up, let's go. Should we go with Andor? Or should we go with? Let's talk about how, dude.
Do Andor because I can't do the other ones yet.
Which one do you want to talk about?
Do Andor first because I can talk on Andor. I can't talk on Tales. This way I can go grab a handful of popcorn while you guys go talk to Tales.
Okay, Andor it is. I got to.
Before we get into this.
What?
Last episode, I remember I missed the first the last 2 episodes. I watched them. Didn't anybody get like a Miami Vice feel with the friggin' the birds flying over the ocean? He's on the resort planet. And
Miami Vice.
Oh, look at Miami Vice, man. He's in bed with
You know what it gave me the vibe of? It gave me the end of White Men Can't Jump when Rosie Perez wins at Jeopardy and like they're going down Venice Beach and she, roller skating and all that. It made me feel that. For whatever odd reason.
Really? Oh wow, okay.
I don't know why, but
okay.
Continue.
What are you saying? I don't even know what you're saying. Why are you saying things that are making no sense?
No, the feeling of
made sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, Andor it is. On Andor. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Wayseeger.
So the way I split this up is I did it with more like character arc instead of what happened first. So the first character arc is the Cyril and Deidre.
Kyle MacLachlan.
Goes from that. So we see here we got beginning of this starts with Cyril's just making all these false reports because he's not even trying to clear his name. He just wants justice. This dude.
What's up,
I don't know what to make of this dude.
So he got hired the last episode then.
Yeah.
He got hired.
The problem is I watched the last 2 together. So
I
have trouble differentiating between the 2, but he took the job.
Yep.
And then started.
He's been on the job for about a month at this point.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And all he's doing is making false reports.
Oh, he's a turd nugget sandwich at this point.
I'm not counting this morning's report.
Yeah. I don't think he's doing his job, and nobody cares that he's not doing his job. They just care that he's making all these reports. So he gets hauled in by Deidre. Deidre wants to know what he knows, right? And,
yeah, absolutely. Then she wants to threaten him too.
Yeah. What's not in the report? I don't know. I didn't see the report.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb, right?
What?
I don't know. I did. Well, I mean, whatever.
No, it tells the story. He didn't get to see the report. It wasn't his choice. He had to sign it. He's pissed about it, and he's willing to talk to anybody who wants.
Well,
to
she did say. I thought she was going to take him with it. She said, "Go back, and by the way, you file another fake report, or you file another complaint report, and it's not me. I'm going to see." Like she threatened to kill him, pretty much, throw him in the river. So that was kind of cool.
She's brutal. We'll get to
she's badass. Huh?
Yeah, we'll get to the other scene with one more.
I still feel like he's going to do it.
No, I think she's going to come back for some other stuff. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So then she gets called into this meeting, right, where she's trying to say we got to go to his home world and we got to lock it down. We got to get all these resources. We got to drill in so that we can find access, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what they called their imaginary person axis.
I enjoyed this scene because I thought that it did a really good job of, I don't know, getting at this bureaucracy that's in the ISB. And, right. Mm-hmm. And she's just like, it's not even about the resources, about the things that's sold. So like, who cares like about the money?
I like this because that's the haircut I had in 1st and 2nd grade.
That explains the man bun. All right.
There you go.
So then they go back, right? And she just rips him out. He's like, I can help you. You need me. She's like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Dude, there's nothing you can offer me. Like, you just need to shut up, go back. You're done. So I guess, Tom, this is, if you think he's going to turn, like, maybe this is where he turns. Like, when he realizes that, like, the Empire isn't interested in justice, so to say, as he's interested in justice. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I don't know if he's going to turn.
I still think it'd get him on board first.
I don't think, turning. I look, I understand where he's coming from because Andor killed his comrades, his friends. So he wants justice because he's trying to go by the rules and trying to follow the rules because of that's the way he's built. The Empire is like, they don't care about following the rules. They'll just do what they want to do and take it up.
But he didn't follow the rules.
No, he didn't follow.
I know what you're saying. To a degree, he wants to
kiss
get the bad people, but he did not follow the rules in how he did it. He broke the rules in doing it.
But he wants to kiss ass too because he wants to move up that scale.
Yeah.
And now, I don't know. It's just very interesting. Two different. They want the same thing, but two different.
Well, it kind of. Yeah. But it also kind of shows like the ineptitude of the Empire and kind of like why it does fail every time.
It does. But think about it. If say he had caught Andor, like, do you think he would have gotten kudos because he lied and pretended he had authorization from his boss? Like, his boss would have taken all the credit.
Yeah.
If it had worked out.
Yep.
Fair.
So,
fair assessment.
Keep going.
All right, next up.
This storyline continues a little bit later in this episode, so we'll just keep going with the storyline. We get onto Ferrix, and you see Mama Cassian's dying.
Mama Cassius.
And she was a daughter of Ferrix, is what we learn, which I thought was pretty interesting.
It's like it's a fringe group of some kind.
A fringe group that is, really seems to be tied towards, helping that planet remain isolated and something along those lines. But
then she wanted no help.
She wants no help. So they're trying to talk to her. They're like, "Oh well, she's dying. There's no Cassian here, so we got to take care of Mama."
Yeah. Let's reach out.
There's no heat on.
Them. Yeah, turn the what's with the heat? She doesn't want any heat. Was she originally from Hoth? Is that what they're gonna do? It's like the opposite day. Like old people are always freezing cold, but her, nah, I'm good.
Well, she's trying to save on the bill. Like, no, I don't need to turn the heat on.
So I don't know if you watched that little trailer I posted yesterday because all of you were busy about that they posted for Andor.
No,
but it makes this scene a little bit more interesting because in that trailer that they posted yesterday, it looks like Mon Mothma and Val are close. They're like hugging.
Really?
And in this conversation, Bix makes fun of Val, right? Because she's a rich girl running away from home. And so it almost makes it set up. And even the last name fits the Chandrilan last name cycle. Is she related to Mon Mothma? Is this another Mon Mothma's daughter?
Interesting.
So, the whole running away from home, rich girl, and
rich girl.
Like she's going back home, or she's going to at least meet Mon Mothma for some reason.
Could be like daughter, younger sister.
But man, Bix, not Bix. What's her name? Cinda. Cinda is awesome. I love Cinda.
Let me ask you a question now. Now, if you notice that they're a couple, and I like how they put that in there.
Well, sort of.
Yep. But I'm saying they put it in there. That's why I don't understand why Dr. Aphra hasn't come yet. And really, Dr. Aphra
doesn't have to do with anything.
I'm just saying, but the fact is that
what kind of 20 degrees of nonsense horse shit is that? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying the fact is that
No, you're just saying word salad. Somebody put some word salad out there. Yeah. That's word salad.
It's not the first lesbian couple in Star Wars.
Word salad. I'm just saying.
But, no, and my only point is wasn't the couples because like Cinda was like, you get it. We take what's left, like the job. Like we
see her holding her hand and they're looking at each other the way they were looking.
Yeah. Marco thought that Val was going to kill Cinda, though. That was the person.
Yeah,
Marco was
she
wrong
still
with that.
might. You don't know how that's going to turn out.
No way. Val can't do it. Val's the weak one in this relationship. There's no way.
No. Sorry, I thought it's going to be the opposite way. She's going to go fit. Yeah, I thought she was going to take it, and then that she's going to get why would you betray me? I'm going to kill you. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if that. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's not happening. We'll
see.
Yeah, she's weak, and she needs Cinda to like stabilize her at all times, or she wouldn't be in this movement.
Yeah, well, there had to be some hard times for that to happen.
Hard times.
So Val leaves, Cinda stays. You know, they can't stay together. She's staying on. We'll see how that plays off in the next episode, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Next slide. So we get Bix here trying to contact Axis, trying to contact Lutheran, trying to get some help, being like, hey, where's Cassian? We need Cassian. Mom's dying. And I really enjoyed this interaction.
Yeah, this was great.
Between Clea and Lutheran. I thought.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think? What's her story?
Yeah.
Well, she's just part of the resistance, rebellion, whatever you want to call it. She's just very focused on. We don't need them anymore. Like their job's done.
They want to kill off Andor now. But I'm just saying. But the fact is that her and Lutheran are very like. There's a lot of mystery.
Oh, between like the relationship between these two, like
I don't these two, but just the way they are. Like, there's something big is gonna come out of this.
I don't know,
dude. You know what this is? This is I'll explain it because we're gonna get into it later. This is Dom's need to figure out a website that's gonna start rumors and spoilers. Because then he gets happy if somebody gets to be a rumor and spoiler, no matter how bad the episode is. So he's now trying to dig down and say Afra stuff, and then he's doing the word salad and trying to create. He hasn't I wonder sometimes how much Dom is a Star Wars fan and how much he's a fan of any rumor or whatever, even being the hair of the least of it being correct. I think that's what he's doing here with the spin of the salad. So
in some ways, this is the relationship we just saw. We're like, right? She's the hardliner. She's the one that pushes, right? And he's the Val. Like he wants to do it. He knows it, but he's also the coward where it's like can't be on the front lines. So he needs somebody to do the dirty work for him. And that's her.
I'm not saying it's Leia. Who said it's Leia? I'm not saying
it's not Leia.
It's not Leia.
Now you're saying Leia. I'm telling you, he needs it. He's doing the salad sauce now. That's his dressing. He put the ranch on it.
No, but what do you think like their relationship is? Like it does feel like I don't think it's like a lovers type situation, but there is a connection. The way that they talk to each other, like I feel like it is like a family,
like a niece type situation, or maybe that. I don't think it doesn't matter. They're just on the same side. Maybe I don't know. I don't really care actually. I just think she's a cool character and he's kind of a cool character. So
yeah,
I don't think all the time it has to be something because it just.
Well, I'm just thinking with the ease that she's telling him what to do. Like if he was in charge and that's his underling or employee, whether it
but
be
I think
in
that's
the
I think that was trying to show that
was
trying to show that he's not in, like that they're kind of the two people in she is just as important as he is. I think we're trying to read into this a little bit much.
I think there's a stronger connection between the two than it's just being,
so we're
we're just in the shop.
Yeah, they're starting a rebellion. They're kind of more of the although they introduced him as being maybe more political to it, he seems now that he's more militant than he is political, which is very interesting.
Maybe.
I mean, that's kind of interesting. So,
but they're not peers per se, but she still has a position where she feels free to talk to him. I don't know. Again,
yeah, because I mean, the fact that like she pushes him to be like, you got to cut this off.
Yeah, you got to cut this off. Like if she was just like an underling of the rebellion, she wouldn't question his decisions like that.
No, I really, I just think that I think that they're like she plays the quote unquote like servant or like the employee in there, and it was to show that no, she's not actually the employee. They're actually both like all in on the rebellion. That's how I took it. I don't think it has anything more to do.
No, I agree with you. I don't know. I just got the feeling that they still have a connection outside of just the rebellion. Like their reason for the rebellion is probably the same reason.
Yeah,
like a connection, like something happened.
It does sound like you guys want it to be a little bit Jerry Springer or whatever.
That's all I'm saying. I just feel
I get what you're saying.
I'm just saying that there's something behind them that is definitely
yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that's my gut feeling about it. That's all.
I know, but I know people are always reaching. I'm always reaching, but the fact is that it seems that way.
Yeah, I'm not trying to tell this story because I feel like there's a comic book I want to push on people.
No. I don't even think it's bad. I think we've just wasted 10 minutes talking about something that is just like, no, they're just showing that she's not just some person, that she just like she is part of
not father daughter per se, but maybe niece uncle,
nothing at all. Yep,
like exactly. He lost his sister, she lost her mom to the Empire. That's why they're
still
both
play like bingo, I guess. Or
not that it matters, but
whatever.
That's what I feel.
Oh,
keep going.
Okay.
All right. So we go back. We're on Ferrex, and this guy sees Bix, and so he pulls out a data bag. He says, "Oh, look who it is on the side." And so Bix takes off running. They catch her.
He tells her to run too, dude. That was pretty. I mean, I don't know.
When the guy goes, "Get her! Get her!"
And then he's like, "Oh, let me get her."
Invasion of body snatchers. Invasion of body snatchers, man. Come on.
Yeah. So Senta's gonna break her out, right? Something's gonna happen if she's staying on Ferrex. There's got to be something that's gonna happen next episode with Senta and Bix. So that's what I think.
Maybe.
Lost Margo.
Yeah.
We got to see the interrogation first, though.
Yep. And so she gets there, and that is basically that storyline.
Get her. That was your big plan.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think the banker, the banker, is not to be trusted?
Do we think Perrin here? That's his name? No, not Perrin. What's
the banker?
Oh, her schoolmate?
Friend.
The schoolmate? I don't know if we can trust the schoolmate yet. Yeah.
I don't think we can, right? The way he
Yeah.
No, I think 100% we can.
We might get more interference from the husband before the schoolmate.
Yeah, no, I think we can. I think we can, but I think that the schoolmate is going. That schoolmate's going to die. You're going to die today, and she might even think that it was a setup or whatever. But I have a big feeling that that's a death about waiting to happen. Maybe
he can be trusted.
You can be trusted, right?
Yeah. So you get this, party that they're at, right?
I'll take her gummy worm.
We get introduced here to Senator Dow, and so this guy got brought up in the eye, and so I put this one in here because remember that scene where at the very end of the eye she's like talking and nobody's listening.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about this guy, and so his proposal, both tempered and timely, far more reasoned. So it sounds like. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy makes maybe a bigger deal going forward, since he seems to be more moderate of the senators, and so somebody who could potentially be an ally. And so we see that here. So interesting that they brought him up before and brought him up again. So maybe people didn't realize the connection of that part. So I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm fascinated by it, but okay.
And you don't like them on
don't know where it's
I
going
don't
to go
like anything with what you say on this part of the storyline because you're just talking garbage because you don't like it.
No, you guys are like, there's a secret affair with the banker that's going to go sideways because he's going to backstab, and the whole.
I don't know about you, but I think Mom Mothra
they pretty much are telling you Mom Mothra thinks that her husband is a Chuck or Cuck or whatever the heck they call him. She hates his ass. We know that he's going to sell her down the river, and he's probably going to get the banker killed.
I do think that he's got that kind of vindictive kind of like that.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Black Panther crossover. You have one of the Wakandans.
So I got you this one, Dom, just for you because we got some aliens.
For aliens,
they all knew each other too. Don't forget that they all knew each other.
One of the soldiers from Wakanda.
This is part of the
Dora Milaje.
What you're getting in your black figures coming up right here.
Yeah, there you go.
This was not one of my favorite aliens by means, but hey.
I wish they would have other aliens, like other cool ones, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So you want more figures that they're gonna make you buy because they were in this weird ass scene at a party that we finally got to at her house?
Yeah.
All right. So the big part of the storyline takes place on a planet or a moon. I guess it's the moon.
Moon.
Yeah.
Narkina 5.
Unit 5.
This was awesome. So I'm glad, Don, they didn't listen to you and just shoestring the Andor story for the next 5 episodes.
Hey, I'm glad that they did what they did.
Yeah, no, this is cool. So you get these like there's tons of these things. There's like each of these bases out there on the water that are all prisons that are underground. It kind of reminds you of that Leia book that we just read, where like
it does.
They had all those things underground that they sent under to do the work. It's a way of hiding everything. So, yeah,
that's no moon. I just had to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
you got to get that scene. Come
all right, guys. You're not gonna
Good
like
shot.
this.
Nice shot.
But you'll remember it.
Yeah, but the guy lied. The guy lied because then they just keep doing it over and like. I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking about that as like a motivational tool, and you're thinking like, what was the how? As the Empire, like sometimes the Empire was always talked and based off of like scientific inefficiencies, and it didn't like the corruption would mess it up, but the efficiencies were mainly the torturing and the destruction of turning people into just numbers and like that part of it. That wasn't this, because if that was the truth, they were losing people all the time, which stopped the efficiencies. Because like the guy that he's replacing,
to let them know what happens. Like,
right, I get that, but like what I'm saying is like later on they do it all the time. Like the losing team, this happens to them every day.
Time. Yeah,
and it's like it didn't make any sense. That part didn't make any sense.
What do you mean that promotes efficiency? Because you don't
want
that
promotes people committing suicide. So then when you lose a person, and they brought it up right after this, they had been down for like 2 weeks, or they were behind for 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they were adding people like nothing, because they're just all right. That guy was running.
Yeah, but you get 2 weeks of less efficiency.
New workers,
but they don't care.
They don't care.
It's more efficiency for everybody else. One group being less efficient makes everybody else more efficient because they don't want.
I don't know. Well, okay. That can be debatable.
I'm just saying, just a funny scene, but it's understandable that the Empire is a bunch of assholes. I can tell you that.
It's not even just that. I think it really does. Like, imagine how much harder all of the other teams were working to try to win.
Yeah. Except for the problem is that when you get those 2 weeks, when you know there's a low team that's not going to catch you up, they aren't. Because
one team might not be working, but the other teams aren't going to want to win.
A little bit of flavor. They even said like, okay, yeah.
I don't know. Flavor.
This does not seem like a very efficient and effective model. Is all I'm saying.
Well, we're going to find out.
What are they building?
Hey,
what are they building?
The Death Star is my guess.
The Death Star.
They got to be building something.
They're building parts. For the Death Star. That's my guess.
You know they're building parts.
That's what I think too.
Yeah. I think it's Death Star related. So you see him here. We meet.
What else would it be? Like, were they just building, Star Destroyers? Maybe.
No, like I think they could be building parts for robots or anything else. I mean, they could do anything.
Well, it could be. It could be hats. It could be
Andy Serkis before he becomes Snoke.
Yeah, right. It's not.
I just feel the easy answer is Death Star, and that's probably what they'll go with.
You don't think they're going to do like a K2SO like thing off this, where they're starting to build parts for that?
No,
that's how he gets into. Okay,
maybe, but I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Fair. So we get Boss Man. Got 200 some days left. Wants to win every day. Wants to get through his shift.
I've got 269 days left. I plan to win all of them.
Yeah, I will say that was a little bit. It was a little bit. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So we meet the team, and the team's really important because of this guy. Who's that guy?
Which one? The one in the back?
The one, the big one, the one in the back. Yeah. With the a little bit of shade on his mustache.
Rogue One.
He is in Rogue One. That's right.
Yep.
Huh. I missed that.
Peters, maybe.
This is Melchi. Melchi is one of the fighters that fights along with Andor and Rogue One.
Yep.
Interesting.
So we know his group. this guy's they're gonna be breaking out together. That's most likely setting up the stage. This is where Andor and him meet.
We actually know that's happening, right? Because we saw it in the trailer, right?
We know something's gonna happen. We don't know who. We didn't know this guy.
But we see him in the two breaking out too.
It seems like this is the friendship that's gonna be blossoming that leads to this character.
But we also see the tube communication, like, all right,
yeah.
So I thought it was really neat that they put this character in the show, in this part. So nice little Rogue One connection.
That's interesting. Cool.
This is him freaking out, not knowing what to do, looking overwhelmed. I
got to do this for 6 years.
I'm still a tourist. I'm a tourist. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
His facial expressions in this episode are awesome.
It's like, shit, I did something wrong, but not what I was put in jail for.
That is true.
And then you get this like Foucaultian panopticon thing, right? Where you get everybody can see one another and a way of controlling each other.
Yeah, it made me think of Camino when I was looking at this. Like I was looking at all the clones.
Is a great way of showing the levels of control that are just part of the Empire without even needing to be present. So,
yeah, I guess got some of the THX 113 vibe, maybe.
So this is what we talked about with the food, and this is the home that they all live in. Yeah. They all live in by themselves. Food. They get their little dispensers. They got to get in here, bring the white lights. I thought this was great. I love the prison. Like I just love the levels of control.
It was very efficient. See, that's why I was saying like this is very efficient.
Yeah.
Until
the dude offs himself.
Right. Until they start getting suicide.
You got the days there on your sentence on the right, which I thought was pretty cool. Just a way of
just a reminder,
incentivizing a little bit, knowing where you are. So
yeah, keeps time going.
So you got the 30 shifts later. He's put on some weight, right? Looks like he's put on some weight.
This way he was.
He likes that tube.
He's sucking that tube big time.
Just eating that food, and by now he's part of the gang.
Freaking sodium must be bad in that food, man.
That's the bonus. That's what you get when you get the flavor. You get some salt in your shit.
Oh yeah.
We got
that guy's gonna. The smell thing was like, oh wow, that's a little bit out of pocket, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, this gave me like a full.
Because that was the saying that the shit, like his physical shit fell out of his body and caught on fire. That smell of his shit out of his body melting on the floor is not going to leave the room
all night.
Right?
All night.
You gotta smell that. There's no doors on the damn thing. You can't cover up.
But this is a different side of the Empire that we haven't seen, right? We haven't never really seen inside of these layers of control, and I'm really glad that they took us.
Yeah, usually it's more campish.
Yep.
Yeah. Something goofy.
No, not goofy. They usually do like the straight concentration camp, like not like this style, like the throwback stuff, like what they do with the Wookiees and all that other shit. So.
And this is just the end.
Just thinking more cliched. Like,
them all working. I needed a scene after the guy died.
Thank God you didn't get the scene when you're walking and they're all butt naked. You almost saw Andy Serkis's butt. Thank God you didn't put that there.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that at all. Dom, good that you brought that up.
It was their standing shower routine where they got
old man booty drives. Old man booty drives Dom crazy.
Oh boy.
And so the last character arc, there was not really many pictures for this one, just because nothing substantial happens other than conversation. But we get Lutheran on a ship, going to a planet, which we find out, we got two tubes here. They're going to see.
Awesome character. Make his damn Black Series figure.
You want two tubes as a Black Series figure?
Yes.
What?
Two tubes?
I like two tubes.
Okay, go next.
Come on, man.
And then you just get this long.
Yeah, as soon as you see two tubes, I was like, dude, really stoked. And then the writing we've already talked about back and forth.
Oh my God,
between this
was one of the best scenes.
So
acting superb.
Yeah, because he didn't have the weird out of breath thing yet.
No, yeah. I'll be honest. This scene here was the best thing on Star Wars this week.
Yep,
it was.
Did you do it?
And it was a high bar.
And this
was
actually
a very high bar.
If I did, I would be asking you the same question.
It
was a very interesting conversation.
Exactly.
And it was fascinating because there's so many other groups that Lutheran mentioned that were marginally connected to this rebellion, which we haven't even heard of. And so it was Lutheran's just kind of like the connecting piece, right? connected to everybody, but not really belonging to anybody, and resourcing everybody, which I
You're
thought
sitting
was,
here begging for scraps.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
and I just love the way that neither of them wanted to take credit.
Lies, deceit.
It was an interesting conversation that they had. It was
really cool. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Because
yeah,
I don't want to work with that fucking
so that was Andor's episode 8.
It was a great episode.
That was good.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I was into it. I dug
I
it.
definitely can't wait for the next one. This is really getting me into. I want to see this whole thing play out.
Yeah, but well, hold on. Now is it into it because a couple weeks ago, Dom was not doing this is a Leia spinoff. There was no crafting theory stuff out of Dom.
I
No,
told
but he was
you
still
I
liking
liked
it.
I've been
He was
liking it
like,
from
no,
day
he was
one.
okay.
He wasn't shitting on it. He was on
Dom's liked
board.
it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He just
He
wasn't
said
saying
he-
crazy
Jedi's the one.
theories, that's all.
Jedi's the one that has been.
No. It wasn't priority. It wasn't Dom's priority list to watch this show a couple
No,
weeks
it
ago.
wasn't that. It's just
Now,
that.
yes, it was. Now,
No,
wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Listen,
Now that he's crafted some theories of like the banker and Princess Leia and Dr.
said Princess
Afra
Leia?
showing up because two girls are kissing.
The chat put that on you.
Wait, hey, when you were at the con and you saw a couple of girls kissing, did you keep going like, "Oh, Afra's coming to Star Wars" because
Don't
of
you
the,
put that
like,
evil on
whatever
me,
it
Bobby.
was?
I walk
What?
up to them and go, "Beautiful ladies, have a good evening." Now, anyway, look.
No, but what I'm saying is, so now you've got all your all your
look,
Domisms.
no,
You've got
listen,
all your Domisms here.
It's
So is this
not
making the
fact-
series better for you? You don't hear the slow burn anymore.
No, you don't understand. I
don't.
liked it from the first episode. Listen to me. I missed the last 2 episodes because I was busy friggin' working, man. Yes, it would. Wouldn't it be cool?
There was not a would it be cool, and I'm just saying.
No, listen.
Even after the first episode, no, I mean, I know you like everything, Dom. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is the first couple episodes, there wasn't a lot of, I'm just saying, and wouldn't it be cools?
No,
And all of a sudden, as this has been pacing up, we've been getting a lot of, wouldn't this be cools? Dr. Afra is now showing up somehow, which I don't know. I guess that's what I'm saying.
listen,
Like, if that's what I'm just saying, apparently, when you see a lesbian, you think Dr.
was
Afra.
showing up.
Let me
He
tell
was
you something.
asking why.
Listen,
What's
I'm
that?
just saying that the
You were
fact
saying
is that
slow burn for a couple
No,
weeks. Slow burn. What?
I did not say slow burn.
What'd you say?
I didn't say slow burn.
I said that earlier.
I'm the one that's after the last episode when I watched it and when I finally got a chance to
talking about
watch it, I
last
said this is
episode.
one of the best friggin' episodes.
Yeah.
I put it was awesome.
No, I'm not saying. I'm talking previous to last episode. Now Dom's all in. I've not seen you this animated with the Andor series. I love it. I'm glad.
So here's the question for you. Which one did you watch first, everybody? Andor. I know Pete already. You already know what Pete watched first.
Yeah, I went with Andor mostly because I had the 2, and I wanted to get.
I
them both
watched
under
the
belt.
other one. I watched the cartoons.
I watched Andor. I'm glad I watched Andor. I would have been mad if I'd have watched the other one first and watched
Why?
Andor. God, I was so pissed off about Tales of the Jedi.
Oh no! I see. I think that's the other thing when everybody thought I was that's not what I'm ticked off about. Okay. What I'm ticked off about, and this he's probably gone now because I don't see him trolling the chat anymore. But he's still got to take his L. The problem that I have with it.
Sleep.
Oh my god!
Poor Jedi.
Dude, yeah. So what the problem that I have on it is like it's supposed to be, and by the way, Dave was one of the people that did this.
.com, if I'm saying that right. It is priority 1.
Dave is one that does this, but I think from now, I think Dave is finally, unfortunately, we all have shortcomings. I think Dave Filoni has finally exposed that he's a cock block and he's a very jealous little man, which is sad to see him doing this. No, I mean, you're laughing, but it's really sad to see him doing this.
It's very much true. We talked about this.
It's very sad to see
I think
this.
it's very true.
And I think
It's
he
just a
would.
funny way of putting it.
I hope he doesn't grow. I hope he grows up because like he could ruin Star Wars at this point because he is so integral to it. And like what he did there was really shitty. He owes an apology to a couple people. In RK's one of them too, or JK's one of them too. And like he shouldn't do that. And it's very convenient now that we start to see this mold of where when he has a character that he created, it does not, even if he approved you to do something, which he's like, yeah, we all play in the same bot, he's going to go back now and he's going to fucking take that character and do whatever the fuck he wants with it. And he's going to not let you touch characters that he created, which is not, Dave got on and was allowed to take other people's creations and put his best work into that, and that made a lot of good things. But now he is going back. Now he's going and saying, "Well, that was cool that I got to do that, but you can't touch my character."
Well, go ahead. We'll get into
the Ahsoka trailer.
Dom, which one did you watch first? Before
what I watched the 2 episodes of Andor that I missed, and I watched both of them, and then I went to Tales.
Yeah, I like. I watched Tales. I
didn't get to Tales.
Yeah.
Still.
All right, which one are we doing first? There's Dooku or Ahsoka?
I had problem. I love both of them. I also had problems with both of them. We can do the Ahsoka one because I think that's where we see the cock blocking occurring, the hardest version of it. So we will do that. So here we go. Justice. Oh no, this is. I'm sorry, I did Dooku. Well,
we'll do the other one.
It's easy.
Because I saw the first part, so I can hang around for this, and then I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
We get baby Ahsoka. I didn't.
Ahsoka Jedi.
I didn't mind any of that part. That was kind of all right. This was okay too. Taking Ahsoka out to hunt, doing the hunt, the mom doing their thing together.
All right, I'm gonna keep fixing the roof.
They're doing.
You guys have fun hunting.
Yeah, they're doing it. Well, it just shows you that it's a dual working family. They go, the parents are strong. They do both things. It's cool. I didn't mind that. They hunt. She does the shot. She's teaching the way around it. I mean, the scenes here. There's a scene that you don't have here, but it reminded the scene where they were walking after this, where they did the mountain scene. It reminded me of remember when we were younger and they did those Ewok, like the caravan and stuff, and you would have these Star Wars had a tendency at the time to do these great nature scene type things. It had that really feeling of that, so I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I
love how she made the 1-year-old stare at the thing that she's killing.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was good. Life lessons and everything like that. This is where it starts to get a little funky but chunky. All right. It's okay. Sabretooth comes out. The Sabretooth neon figure from what the heck is that stupid James Cameron thing?
I don't know. It looked like
Avatar. Avatar comes out and okay, yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of battle. The whole family there.
Avatar. I'm thinking
that somehow snatches the baby. This got a little corny. This is where I'm saying all your stuff isn't that great either, because this is what you're doing.
This is what didn't make sense.
No sense here.
Had the tiger been bringing the baby back to its babies, it made sense. It would make sense.
Or to eat it even. Yeah, it made sense.
But no, I'm just gonna bring you back home to eat you later.
Yeah.
What?
So you can play with my nose. That none of this made sense. But then I'm riding it. None of that made
Listen to me.
I always hear the one complaint. This is the funniest part. The one complaint I always hear, the Mary Sue complaint that people always say about Rey, the same people that call that Mary Sue, this shit right here with Ahsoka is the most Mary Sue horse shit I've ever seen in my goddamn life. And they don't got dick but 2 words to say about it, dude. Well, so somehow she's now riding the Sabretooth tiger back.
How did she get up there?
Yeah. No, none of this shit made sense. All right.
What didn't make sense?
Stop talking to me about
how did she get lost? God, please don't. Go ahead.
She is strong in the Force.
She does not use the Force.
She connected with the saber-toothed tiger.
No. I get that. Physically, how did she get on its back?
The friggin' tiger did it.
How does the tiger put something on its back?
Grabs it something
between and then wait. Okay, no, time out. Nah, let's go. Let's no.
Oh, she climbed up on top. The tiger went down. The tiger went down, and she climbed him.
No, she's one. No,
she is special.
No. That's called Mary Sue and something. So I don't want to hear it. We're not gonna.
It's baby Ahsoka. Ahsoka is a Jedi. Ahsoka is strong.
She's technically not a Jedi, Vader, by the way.
Fort Maul.
She's actually not a Jedi.
She's strong in the Force.
She's still shitting her pants at this point.
Yeah, dude. No.
1-year-old.
Yeah. No.
The freaking Ewoks and the gummy bears figure put her on top of there. Okay, that's what you know.
I'm not even saying anything. This is the fun part.
I know you're not.
This is this is good. When you guys the chat was blowing up and you're like, Marco's gonna be pissed. I was like, I don't have to, because we know what he did here, right? I get this. I get what he was doing, and it's okay. But once again, let's put you into perspective of what's going on here. Let's call it for what it is. This was bullshit. It's still really well done, but it's still bullshit.
Telling the story that he just wanted to tell.
Yeah. That's fine. All right. So make perfect. Okay.
Right. You guys go train.
So go back.
You got to leave now, Pete. Take off.
Yeah. So here
Back
you
to
get this scene, and this is the time where go to the first up slide.
Yeah, we're wasting time. I get it.
Here we go. Here's the
So here you go.
continuity
Who
error.
do you got in the background there?
Right there. Where is he? Right there. Right there.
Who do you got there?
Kanan. Why is he there? And
This-
how did you not know who she is in Rebels?
This makes no sense.
No sense.
This
Yeah,
is the dumbest thing.
This is what I'm saying, because Dave's a guy that was out there screaming about the storybook group and how we have to keep Canon together. Now it doesn't matter because he doesn't want people using his characters. He really doesn't. He's become jealous with it. He does not want people using his characters, and then he will purposely just throw them in at any fucking point, even if it doesn't make
This
fucking
Let me
makes
ask you a question now.
In
What do
the
you think?
Canon book, they meet at the very end of the Clone Wars. At the very end, Kanan has no idea who his master Depa Blaba is. When she's in the tubes in the back of the tank, they meet at the very end. They go into one battle, and then the Clone War ends.
Well, I mean, technically, it could not be Dune. It could be somebody else that we don't know.
It's not somebody else.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think? All right, this scene does mess up a lot of canon.
The whole comic book is garbage now.
I know.
It's gone.
But it could be that she's a kid. He's a kid, and kids forget. But then again, you can't.
Dom,
forget.
I got two motherfucking kids. Kids do not forget shit like this.
Hold on.
They don't. My kids just brought something up about 3. They're under the age of 10. They brought some shit up after they got out of diapers. They still haven't fucking forgot yet. Kids do not forget this shit at all. And Poe, the one thing they could have done too is he put Poe in the background too, which is another character that it's not even his character, but nobody can use that character except for me too, and everything like that. Dude, he's getting to a point where somebody's got to sit that little boy down, take off those 6-foot platform boots that he has, take that stupid hat off his head, and go, Dave, you're very talented and very good.
Actually,
but give people the same. That Bryce Howard horse shit earlier too, by the way. Wait. Sit it down. Stop cockblocking people. Let them tell their stories, because there's been some great stories of characters that I will give you. You either had major influence on or created, but be like a father and be like, my kid's doing good because I raised them well. Let them, it's like these sports parent kids. Dave's one of these goddamn sports parent kids now that was shitty at fucking sports, mediocre at best, and then's going, somebody took him, the kid grows up and turns out to be a fucking rock star, and they're on the coattails going like, I did all that. That's all me. No coaching, no nothing. It was me. That's what he's kind of turning into.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about because I walked away.
Sad.
It's
sad.
I just went out.
The fact that this breaks canon. People were talking about, like in the comic books, Kanan and Depa Blaba, they should not have met yet.
AOA, I have kids.
He meets way later at the end of the Clone Wars. They shouldn't meet yet.
So, I legit just went out, and my wife sounded like Dom. She was telling the story about the saber-toothed tiger. Well, she's a connection with the Force. That's how she got out there. I'm like, God damn it, you sound like Dom.
AOA, hold on real quick. I want to just AOA, I have kids. Go ask your mom, because it was with her, dude.
You guys can get back to it. I just needed
I'm your dad. Go ahead.
But why does Dave want to insert characters that have no meaning into the story?
Because
none. No meaning.
That's why.
The story would be just as good. It should be 10 times better because it wouldn't break canon by not having those two characters there.
And I don't have, by the way, the last thing, it's one thing when he was doing from a certain point of view. If Dave wants to do it from a certain point of view, I don't really have that big of a problem, right? Seeing it from the stormtroopers or the clone troopers' eyes, sees a person there a little differently in an action when it remembers. That's pushing the line. It always has been and always will be. But as I said before, I don't have a problem. This is flat out canon breaking, and then when he gets called on it, then all of a sudden he pulls the fucking Prince Jr. horse shit. Well, Star Wars is for kids. I can break canon whenever I want. You adults complaining. No, dipshit. Star Wars is for everybody. And yeah, we do like the canon of it. So like, please stop doing that. Like, you don't have to shit on you don't have to shit. As much as I make fun of Dom, I don't ever say like, hey, Dom, I don't want to hear your word salad rumors. I think they're fun, and he enjoys that part of it. It'd be like me every time Dom says that, muting his mic and kicking him off the show. This is what Dave is doing to a lot of us fans. He's just going, your voice doesn't matter. Your time in this universe, the Star Wars universe is built by all of us. Like, when everybody gives Lucas too much credit for it, like Lucas, it's a very collective environment, right? This isn't Star Trek. This is Star Wars. It's about everybody building the group. And what Dave's doing here, I hear exactly what Wayseeker's not in alone in saying this. Neither is Pete. Neither is a lot of the people that have. It's a lot of, as good as these shows were, there's no need for those two to be there, Poe to be there. There's no need for her to be riding on the back of a Sabretooth while she's pooping her diapers. Like, there's no need for that. There really isn't.
Yeah, really isn't. And it make it so much better. I enjoyed parts of it, but then you have these parts and they just ruin it for people that care about Canon.
You know, look, I understand that you guys are all for the Canon thing, and I am too. But sometimes you look at things and you look at this, that we're finally getting some good Star Wars, and Star Wars that's meaningful and that's captivating, that we've seen. Look, Tales, everybody I spoke to about Tales enjoyed it. They didn't really care about the little missed things that they
you just said everybody, and you just said everybody, and then the whole place, including half the chat, goes, Dom, that's bullshit. They put it in there. You didn't know it. It was still a great show. So it's not what I'm saying is, Dom, you're correct. But that little bit in the background, which, by the way, I would say, if you're swearing on a Bible 1,000%, you didn't know who that was in the background till you watched the video on YouTube and they said this is an Easter egg. I'm guaranteeing you, because I don't
even know who you're talking about.
I'm guaranteeing that. So, like, what I'm saying is that didn't need to be there. It doesn't need to be there. The shows were still great. This part here has not. It takes, if anything, I think Wayseeker's right. It deters from it. But we will move on because we've already spent too many minutes.
Yeah. I'm going to let you guys finish since I didn't watch these anyway. I'll let you guys wrap up for this week, and I'm going to go watch them now, so then I can be angry later when I rewatch the rest of this.
So this, I'll let you guys. These are the cameos that I do like, right? Because this character right here, he gets destroyed by his squad. Like, he doesn't practice, and in the Clone Wars, the troopers kill him. Like, he's so, like, Dave did a good job with this one by including this person in the background. You include people in the background that tell the story, that's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is, by the way, it was good stuff, but, like,
it was awesome story.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Didn't you like the part where she's training with the troopers, right? All of a sudden, she's getting older, and they're showing the her story as she was getting older, and then leads into episode 7.
So I differ on that. Taking out the cock blocking portion of it, like, I just don't care. Like, I don't think he should be doing it. I just don't care. I still thought it was good. I thought the over dramatization of the, like, okay, we get the shot, we get it. Are we really doing this, like, for the 15th time? I thought that was a little played. If I was going to criticize anything personally, like, but I do hear the other criticism. But it was just good overall. It was. I mean, it was a good overall episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, but we got it right. After the third or fourth one, we got what's happening here. We didn't have to do 7 in the first one. How it
connected at the end when she learned, and then you see the scene when you saw when Order 66 what happened, and you had Clone Wars episode 7, and she was doing the scene before she took the chip out of friggin' what's his face, Rex's head.
Rex.
She did the scene where she jumped up and did that flip. She was doing that in there. So
right. But having the abuse of Anakin, like the 50 shots before the time even elapsed.
I know.
We can just cut that.
Point straight. You know,
yeah, we can just cut that. We don't.
But this scene was fun. I thought it was awesome here.
I kind of agree with that
too.
Lightsabers,
like, as an adult, like growing up, I loved this shot.
I did like the drop in of the putting in the second blade was kind of cool.
Yep, and then you get them going.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna get they telegraphed this towards the end, which was cool. I mean, but once again, doing these last 5 slides, you didn't, all of a sudden you don't see a reflection right here of, like, Kanan, Doom running in the background, which I'm surprised. I'm surprised all of a sudden Ezra wasn't showing up as a baby crawling over there for some reason.
That's just parachuting in from the sky.
Yeah. Like, there's just no need for it. Hey, by the way, I do have the highest respect for people who know that, because we do have a lot of military members and people who are public servants, such as police and fire people here. So let's not do too many jokes with that. However, we're also not going to have people abusing people in the middle of the streets. So, all right, Resolve. This is the most bullshit.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Well, remember, this was Dom. Remember that this was.
You see Ahsoka in the back?
No, you told us this was Yaddle.
No, I didn't. Not Yaddle. I said
no, didn't.
That was
Padme. Or the other. Yeah, he goes in the funeral. That's Yaddle's funeral,
because he was doing
Yaddle's
funeral.
Yes, you did. Dom, it's on the tapes. I went back and watched it. I watched it, so I can call you on it.
That was Padme.
Yeah. All right, keep going, Wayseeker. Go.
All right, so then we get a character showing up at Padme's funeral, which didn't happen in the book.
Yeah,
specifically, didn't happen.
But it connected with the movie.
Absolutely didn't happen.
The movie.
What?
It connected with the movies now.
It didn't happen in the movie.
Talking about
what? This is her funeral. She was there in the crowd. I know it wasn't in the book, but it was.
But it specifically said she wasn't there in the book.
No. It wasn't not in the book, Dom. She literally was like, I missed the. Yeah, like no, it was a big point of the book that she wasn't there. Like a big point of the book that it actually was part of her story arc, building her personality.
You know, they took out a scene out of the Revenge of the Sith novel, right? When you go to the novel Revenge of the Sith, when Palpatine told when Anakin told Palpatine I was the chosen one, he goes, "No, you were the chosen. You were my chosen one." They took that scene out. In the book, they've been taking scenes out of books.
No. That's not the same thing.
Right.
No, Dom. That it would be that he said in the movie, "I'm the chosen one," and then Palpatine says, "You're not the chosen one," and then what they did was they gave you a comic in the book, and he said, "I am the chosen one," and then Palpatine would say, "Yeah, you're the chosen one," and then they did a cartoon and said, Palpatine said, "You are the chosen one." This is what happened. What you're saying is if they would just they should cut this out. Then it would be the same thing. You didn't need this here. There's no reason to have her in the background. The only reason you're doing that is to shit on a book that was, by the way, ranked by Star Wars fans as one of the most popular books. It does make you look, by the way, when you take one of the most popular books and you ruin every fucking good moment in it, it does make you look a little butthurt. Does it not, Dom? Like, I know you didn't read the book, but like,
I understand that the book.
You see what I'm saying, though? Like, if you did something, look, if you did something here on the show and it was like fucking phenomenal, do you think I would go back and do a show right after it and like shit on what you did? Absolutely not. I'd be more than happy. And if I did, I would expect you to come back and call me out on it. And it's not that I don't like Dave, but like he is shitting on people who are creating good content for Star Wars.
There's
do not do that.
5 million other stories Dave could have told with Ahsoka.
He could have told a Plo Koon story, the fucking one he's been dangling in front of her face the whole time.
He purposely chose to tell a story that's already been told in his own way. They completely destroyed the way it previously been told. It was vindictive. Because it's not like there's no other stories for Dave to tell. He had to tell this story. He chose what stories to tell. Right. He chose a story that was already told, and he wanted.
Can I ask a question? How many times have we seen that fucking silhouette of Plo Koon and fucking Ahsoka, where he's bending down? How many times has Dave told us he's giving us that story? Right? And when we heard this was coming up, I think a lot of us felt like, cool. After 16 years now? After 16 years of getting teased that, by the way, perfect thing. Nobody else could tell that story. Dave wouldn't let anybody else tell it because he kept saying whenever some new Ahsoka stuff came out, he goes, well, I'm going to use that down the road. Well, this is down the road. Where was that story, Dom? Because I saw the guy sitting in the gym. He was on the gym bleachers back there, but he didn't have him bending down to pick up Ahsoka. They didn't really explain how Ahsoka got, like, they should have done it. That would have fit. Even if you Mary Sue the first one, right? The very next episode, instead of doing this one or even doing the Clone Wars one, you take this one out. You have her not pooping her diapers anymore. Something happened to that planet. Poe coming down, stealing the baby, just like they do with everything else. But like, we didn't get that. He purposely omitted that portion again, which is a portion that nobody else can do. Nobody can write that part. And now he's just, as he supposedly is handing off more responsibility to other people to write stories and do better parts, he's also hoarding more stuff and not allowing people to do it. That's not good. We want the universe to be expanded, not reduced, right? You do want more stuff, Dom. You want more better content, right?
I do.
So like having him block people from doing stories and then doing this, like do you understand that this might not be the best thing? Or, I mean, I get it. But like, I guess I don't get it. I don't understand why ruining something that's good just so you can I don't know.
So Dave's busy. So like, right? We'd all love to see Sabine's story. There's tons of characters that Dave has created that are good characters. He's done a great job creating characters.
Yeah.
At some point, you've got to let them go.
Yeah.
You've got to let other people play with your characters that you've done good, so you can tell new stories and get new characters and do your own thing.
And by the way, the people who have done that with his characters have done a real good job. That story where they did the Kanan Hera meetup story and all that stuff going through the Clone War, the Doom stuff was very good. The Ahsoka book, all these things when people actually took those characters. And I have no problem, mind you, if he wants to be Overwatch, he should be. He can Overwatch 100%. But what you can't do is after you've okayed, nodded, and Overwatch something like the Ahsoka book, then, or what was it? Was it New Hope? It wasn't New Hope. What was the Kanan and the?
This is a Kanan comic.
No, Kanan and the Hera book.
Dawn some.
New Dawn. Because he kind of did certain point of view with some of that shit too. After you okay that, you can't go back and say like, oh, that was so popular, I'm going to do something else to hopefully get like the more popular back to me, get the spotlight back to me. Because that Ahsoka book, he is literally now at this point just took and wiped his ass with the entire thing. And that's a shame.
It is. I mean, and that was what Canon
shows that he's jealous and petty.
We're not going to do. And so there's no justifiable reason.
We did talk about comics.
But he better use this storyline somehow in the Ahsoka show. Like if he's going to rewrite canon, it better be centrally important to the show that he's creating next year. Because if it's not, then there's absolutely no reason at all for him to even think about it. And I still don't think it's right, but it better be huge.
I don't think it's right. And when you start burning it, like we got people asking about comics and their importance in the chat, I'll tell you this. You start burning shit like that and making those comics, because then you know what those become? Those become prototype comics. They don't become the actual character comics anymore. So you better be really careful with what we're doing here. I mean,
and that's the question I have is, are the Kanan comics less valuable now? Because they're not technically even canon.
Yeah.
Is Kanan 1 and Kanan 6 important? I mean, they're going to be important to some people, but the whole story is less valuable to me because now it ain't the right story.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at like even Silver, so like everybody knows I deal Silver Age, but like Supergirl prototype, like that did deter on the cost when they came out with the final version. You know what I mean? Like there, you do get it does push it away, but it also is like, this is the mind-numbing stuff that fucked Star Wars before Disney bought it. This was the whole thing where we used to have that backlash of the whole. This is why we got the problem for canon, was because writers started backstabbing each other and screwing each other in stories. And Timothy, we love his stuff, but he did it too. And it did get really petty and shitty. And I don't want to see it again. I do think this scene was super cool, though.
This scene was awesome. Totally cool. When she was my friend, that was awesome. It was well written. It was great story. It just wasn't the story that needed to be told.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is that, we got to be disappointed down the road because there's going to be a lot of changes in other Star Wars things that come out, and
they don't have to.
I know they don't have to, but they want to reflect. Look, I know Dave. His baby's Ahsoka. I know that.
Well, it's not just Ahsoka. It's all the rebels. It's Ahsoka. It's Pole now, which wasn't actually even his character. You want to know something? There might be a reason why we're not getting fucking Dark Disciples, and it might be Dave. You know what I mean? Yeah. All of a sudden, there's because Dark Disciples was a pre-show for fucking the Clone Wars. And Dave might think that's his baby, even though it's not, because that character, I mean, he does like the character, but that's not his baby. Yeah. So now we get to claim what's ours and not. It's not Star Wars anymore. Now it's so he's doing the Lucas thing, but that's a slippery slope, my friend.
I mean, Dave wanted to bring Ventress back into Resistance, that show. He wanted to resurrect her. So I don't think he considers any of that stuff canon to him. Can you imagine if Ventress shows up in his Ahsoka show?
Yeah.
I can totally imagine him doing something like that. I'm going to be pissed off when it happens. Just letting you know. I can totally think it might happen, and I'm gonna be pissed off when it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, that's like how sad and it's not, let's be real. It's not like Star Wars, since Disney's taken over, doesn't have weak stuff that maybe some of us would like to see be removed or decanonized. Speedrun girls, or stuff like that. But if somebody did that same thing, I'd be pissed at it. You know that. Like, I'd walk the line on that. I was like, it doesn't matter. You take your L's and move on. What he's doing here, now you see other problems that happen, and you're looking at it and you're going, oh, wait a minute. So, like, wait, Jedi lost? Is that something that you're going to try to fuck with? Like, is there a reason why Timothy wasn't allowed to do the next 3 books yet? Is there a reason why
that's it? I think
is there a reason why there's a holdover? So Thrawn is not your fucking character, by the way. Thrawn's Timothy's character. Did you just co-opt somebody else's character? A guy who made that character extremely popular is doing a really good job, and then you came over. So is this what we're doing now? Because if it is, Resistance was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? You have a lot of L's to hang up there too. So, like, were we just taking all the popular things and then trying to claim them to be ours? Because that kind of seems what Dave's doing at this point. Which is,
I think Timothy can't touch genre now because they want to see how Filoni does it, and then they're going to say later, Timothy, go back and fix your story and make it fit with Dave's, because Dave's not going to play nice with you, so you can play nice with him if you want.
But we see what Timothy does when that happens, because Timothy's a little prick too, so he will shit all over Dave. Like, he will take his pants down, spank him, and now we got a Star Wars fight where people are shitting on each other, which is also something we don't like. All what I'm saying here is not out of a place of anger. No. So do not get it twisted.
A story, 2 Twi'leks and a cup.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get.
Nice,
he might do all of a sudden that Hera baby. He might start putting Hera baby stuff in there, and that baby might turn out blue all of a sudden and really be Thrawn's offspring. I mean, you do not want that to. Do remember when one of the reasons why the second part that George Lucas wanted to do after Empire, when he wanted to do the was it Dark Empire? What was it, Dark Empire, or the second portion that was coming out? Do you remember Timothy was specifically told, do not put elements in there, and he backdoored the shit out of that and 100% ruined that project for the other writer. So he's not wrong. No, what you're hearing happen here, Darth Lopez, is there's some good Star Wars fans talking about good stuff. Hey, what's up, guys?
This was fun too. I like this scene. This scene, we got to see where Rex was up to during Bad Batch, right? We know Rex was hanging out with Ahsoka during this time period at some point.
Which they've hinted at before, which is good. Well,
they have hinted at it, but now
he gets to pick and choose what he gets to pull too.
And now that Ahsoka, came back and they had this, you think Ahsoka's going to show up in Bad Batch now?
No, I think there's a good time gap between. Yeah, it makes it seem like it was a time gap because Bale was like didn't know if he'd ever call. So I mean, it'd have to be years after, right? Okay. You might see Rex because Rex isn't there on that planet, but it would be years of a time jump.
This is a very interesting thing that guy's just brought up that may be the worst thing that could happen to Star Wars. Especially considering, if you've ever heard Dave's opinion on the War Between Worlds, is we don't know anything about time traveling. It's not real. You fans are a bunch of whiny bitches. Like, you better buckle up. Buckle up.
Could the Ahsoka series be a time traveling series?
I mean, that we've seen the War Between Worlds art in the Ahsoka series, so I think it's gonna make
it's gonna do
something.
Yep.
So we got Ashla here, same name as the book. He liked the name, kept that on a farming planet, which is one of the planets she's on in a book, as well. Here the Bale falls. She uses the Force, right? And you get
okay, so this is where now this part, if he wants to do this, where because it's a 10-minute video and he kind of short chops stuff a little bit differently, I don't love it because it kind of breaks canon, but like I'm not mad about. You know what I mean? Like, this is the stuff I think we could give passes. I know people disagree with me on this, but as far as I think me and Dom now are going to be in the same camp of like, I get it, but it was kind of like a canon skirting more than a canon break. If he didn't do all the other stuff, you know what I mean, Wayseeker?
Yeah, I mean, I this part isn't like the least of my problems.
Right, Don, you'd agree, like, because that's not how that happened. That's not how she was starting to have the people. They were all rebelling, and it's not exactly how that happened. But I can.
It could be from a different point of view too, because you see the.
It's all different characters. They're different. They're all different characters. It can't be a different point of view.
Yeah, it can't be a different point of view, but it was like a sped up version and it was a chopped up, sped up version.
Yeah,
I guess it's the easiest way to put it.
So this guy, they're leaving away. He gives, "May the force be with you."
So the guy should have known
trouble's coming. Come back on fire.
Now, who is this Inquisitor?
The sixth in the book. Well, see, this is not
the eighth brother in the book.
This is not his character too, and he fucking changes it around. Like, that's the weird thing. We can't play by two different rules. I get it. We got BK the Human Troll and Darth Lopez blowing each other in the chat, but also two guys who will go and call somebody out for the stuff they do all the time and then flip flop around. We cannot do that here. Like, serious Star Wars fans, you know, we do have a little bit. I don't know. I mean, maybe we have a little bit of a standard. You know, there's been a standard that has been established, and this part right here is like, once again, Wayseeker, you're gonna hate me on this one, but I would say bad. Don't do that, but not terrible. If he didn't do all the other stuff, the Kanan stuff and everything else, I would be like, yo, this wasn't cool, but I wouldn't say like, yo, dude, you're being an asshole. And he's being an asshole. This is an asshole move.
So I think this is not the eighth brother, actually. Right, Dom? I think this is a new Inquisitor that Dave's trying to introduce. He's not going to use the one from the book.
Oh, so he's just cutting that whole out.
I think he's cutting it out.
Oh,
that's my guess. And the credits just said Inquisitor. Didn't say eighth brother. Didn't say anything. Just said Inquisitor.
A 9:15, John.
Yeah. I think he just put a new Inquisitor in here, and he's cutting that stuff out. That's what I think he's doing. We'll find out if this person gets reintroduced later, if it's a different person.
Well, now that does suck. If he look,
that's what I'm saying. Like, when you start looking at this,
I am with you on a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I understand that you invest time in reading novels and all these things that go on in books and stuff like in comic books, and you go through everything, and then you watch something and he changes it. So why did you have to read all that stuff for something to see it differently?
But it wasn't bad though. It was really good quality stuff. That's the worst part about it, is we read the bad and the good, and it's the best stuff that he is messing around with. And I hate to play the who's a bigger Star Wars fan, but like, you're attacking the mega consumers, the people who consume the majority of Star Wars, the ones who like. I mean, I don't think BK actually read a comic book, and I'm not knocking him. I love him in the chat. Like, I hope he's here. Like, I'm not sure how big of a Star Wars fan he actually is, and I'm not trying to measure fandom here. But the consumers, the major consumers, not buyers of collectibles, but the major consumers of Star Wars content, this is what's going on is bad. And you know, I know, you know, whatever, Lopez is trying to play buddy too,
so,
but
okay. I know the novels are written differently than comic books, of course.
Yeah, sure. Well, now, sort of. Some of them aren't that much different.
Well, you think about the comic books, right? That there's a lot of things in the comic books that are part of canon. I don't think the whole comic book is canon. I think there's stuff thrown in there, but I think they take bits and pieces from the comic books. And now that's what I think they're doing with the novels, taking bits and pieces, and they're changing things around.
But no. He didn't take bits and pieces here. No, that's what we're saying. We should maybe review that after we review, because we're reviewing our first review is going to be which book? Is it going to be Inferno Squad?
Squad.
It's going to be Inferno Squad. I think the next book we should review is the Ahsoka book. And then when you read the Ahsoka book, you're going to be like, oh shit, this was a really good book.
I know they changed it with the Siege of Mandalore. I know that was
just not that. I mean, they changed the boy to girl, and but once again, a lot of that stuff I was arguing could have been. And I know, like, people were telling me, no, like, you, as much as people think that I'm on this level of wage of rage with this, I was the tempered down spokesperson for a lot of Star Wars fans, where I was trying to go, well, let's be fair. It could have been certain point of view. And Wayseeker's going to shake his head when I say certain point of view, because a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans hated when I was using that terminology. But it's kind of a terminology that's a little softer, where we give a little bit of leeway to canon, right? Because I think it's very hard to keep the canon perfect throughout all, and the continuity perfect throughout all the stuff, right? But I actually am a little softer and do give a little bit of leniency to that. However, there's none in this one. There's zero. What he did here is unacceptable. It is 100% unacceptable. That does not mean he's a bad person. That just means, it's okay to call you out. And then if your response to calling out is, well, canon's fluid, by definition, it's not, right? Like, so you're wrong. So now you're wrong, and you're trying to cover up why you're wrong. And by the way, for a guy who seems to be all, let's love the community and let's do everything else in the community, especially diversity and everything else, you pretty much did the opposite of that. I mean, let's call them like it is. You did the opposite of what you've been saying for the last bunch of years. So let's do that. And it's not 113-3. It's like 3-3. He's 3-3. He's like 500 right now, Lopez.
Yep.
So,
we'll have to figure out when we're doing Inferno Squad. We got to figure out what JJ's schedule is like.
Yeah.
We want JJ to be part of that conversation.
Yeah, we want JJ to be a part of it. So. Yeah.
Yeah. So you get this.
Yeah. Remember when we had somebody try to do that before, Kyle? That dude went 0 for 12 with questions, and I went 12 for 12. So I don't think we're doing challenges no more on that.
This fight was awesome, though, Dom. This fight was awesome.
It was.
It was awesome. Like they did.
Didn't it remind you of the Obi-Wan and Maul fight?
In some ways, yeah. Just like the quick destruction of it and how cool it was.
I didn't think so. I think to this day, the Obi-Wan Darth Maul thing was a lot better. It was a lot better. It's a lot better than almost any fights we've seen ever. But okay, go ahead. Go for the shut off kill.
You get the nice little taking of the lightsaber away. It's just beautiful. It also reminded me a little bit of the Canon, where like the Grand Inquisitor fight, where Canon realizes that that's the weak spot right in the middle. And that's how he'd be able to beat the Grand Inquisitor, by taking it out.
Now, it's a mask he has on, right? Because when she kills him, the mask falls off. It was his head.
The mask does fall off. Yeah, I didn't get that shot, but yeah.
Yeah. Because now I'm kind of curious who's underneath that mask.
Yeah, me too.
That's one thing I'm really.
Why are they wearing the mask? Yeah, no, I agree. That is fascinating. There's a lot of things about this story.
I mean, I like to see who. I was kind of like, what species is it? But I don't think it's like. I think it's a species specific thing. I don't think it's a. Like I would imagine it was another guard at the because they're already used to wearing a mask. But I was figuring, because of how the voice came out, almost a Grievous like voice, I was figuring it was a guard that was probably tortured, right? I thought that was implying that it was a tortured guard because that's how some of them turned into Inquisitors, right?
You might be right.
I do know that every day I'm in the streets, AOA and BK. So keep coming with it, but you won't have the internet, and you're more than welcome to come on the show, this show or any show, and I will take you down every day. I'm not using the internet here. It's all off the dome. We can go. It's good. All right, let's go. Next up.
And then this just breaks canon too. Like, this is just not how she comes back, but whatever.
Yeah.
At this point, it's already broken canon enough that.
I mean, at this point, he already just crapped all over everything. Yeah. So let's go.
So that's that one.
Yeah. Look at Jerome is even saying it too. Like, okay, now she's a master. She went from being a baby and pooping herself and somehow controlling the Force better than better than Luke's like transmission with no training and somehow becoming a master Jedi. Better than his father. Better than Anakin growing up on a planet as a kid and somehow mastering it by the age of 2. The Chosen One. The Chosen One now is the 7th, maybe 8th most powerful Jedi at this point. You're the chosen. You apparently have been chosen not to be the strongest Jedi of all time anymore. Like, you're just a mediocre, run-of-the-mill Jedi. Everybody, including Ahsoka, who's not actually a Jedi, and whatever Rey Skywalker is better than you. Just to let you know. So there you go. That's it.
Oh, one bit of news. Dooku. The guy who voiced Dooku was the same guy who voices friggin' Cad Bane.
Huh. What? did the voice? I thought they used this. I thought they were supposed to use the same voice. I thought William Neeson was supposed to be the voice through the whole thing for.
Well, his son did the voice of him when he was younger.
Yep, his son did the younger.
Oh, that's why. Because I was like, that is not him.
Yeah,
that's not
his
voice.
son did the younger, and he did the older.
Yeah.
Yep, and you also got the voice of Hera as the elder in this one.
Yeah.
So what is BK talking about? DC and Marvel trivia games that were live on the show.
Man, I love the Dooku arc. I would be really interested to see what Marco didn't like about it, because like to me this was like exactly what Dave should do with everything.
I thought no, I like the art. No, I like this one too. I mean, you cannot criticize the production value. The voicing kind of set me off. I thought the pacing once again there was so in Lost Jedi, he got a little fast and loose around some of that shit too in this one. He did. So like, but go ahead, go through this.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. I don't think it was nearly as
you won't destroy Lopez.
Can
Your
breaking
fat ass ain't
as
destroyed me in sports.
So they're looking for the son, right? They go to the end here. This woman that's voiced by the person that voiced Hera. It's kind of cool. It brought something
that's
back.
Cool. I liked this portion. This made sense. The storyline was good.
Yep, you got the son, well taken care of, seeing this conditions, realizing what's going on. Very compassionate, empathetic person, not upset with the captives. Get the Jedi standing up, saying we side with the people of the Republic, which is cool. Definitely was the storyline of Dooku. Dooku wanted to be siding with the people of the Republic, and we saw the changing of going through these stories about how he thought lots of injustice was happening because
but he wasn't wrong.
The whole Serrano stuff.
Wrong.
What?
What's it? Go ahead.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong at all.
No.
And it makes you view the Jedi as a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Dooku was right about lots of things.
Some of it, but in the Lost Jedi stuff with, there more of this was like the Serrano based stuff, and he wasn't so people. He was more of, he was for his home planet, but also like it was a little different. It was just a little different how his turn occurred, but I didn't have a problem with it once again. But I'm more lenient for that type of stuff. So go ahead, keep going.
So you got this woman who sells out the tribe for some food.
Yeah, that's
way of showing like how really desperate they are. I thought it was good. You got Dad. You got maybe AP7 cameo here from Rebels. I don't know. Maybe that's who it is. Dave likes to throw his characters in there. I could see that being AP7. Who knows?
Oh yeah. I get that.
Like
that's
when
funny.
He was in space singing.
That's funny.
And you get the battle that ensues. And you get Dooku going all dark, right? Force choking.
Very good.
I love this. I loved,
I'm telling you, I love the Dooku episodes.
Yeah, me too. Like, and just the whole animation. You see his face and everything. It's just beautiful. And so Qui-Gon realizes the only way to save him is by, getting the son to go out there, help Dad see what's going on. You got about to strike him down.
He got stopped.
Qui-Gon comes in.
So all this is a little early. Like this does kind of take away because the Serrano stuff in Lost is when this kind of happened. So like that's kind of what I'm saying. It wasn't this exact thing. It was something very similar, but like, yeah. He's playing fast and loose with other people's stuff.
He is, but he's not dark yet, right? He's just
he wasn't either there because it was before the dad died when he went back.
But here he even says like, "You're a much wiser man than me." So like he wants to be on the right path. He just has these anger, fury of like wanting things to be just. Like justice is really important to him, and that still kind of fits with Dooku Lost to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Once again, certain point I could do it. Yep. I'm not that mad at this.
And then you got so that was that one. You get choices. They're going after this Jedi who's died. This one was a little bit weaker for me of the three.
Yeah.
But you get this nice you get this Mace Windu arc.
I like the Mace Windu thing. Yeah.
And you see the difference between the two. And it really does set up, I think, a good start of why Dooku gets so disillusioned to this point. Yep. One is just set on doing what the council says, no questions asked. One wants to find answers and set things right. So they meet the senator. They all know something's not right. Dooku pushes the way here to say, hey, before we see the body, let's go and see where this happens. And Mace is like, hey, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. That's not what we were told to do. They realize here there's some sort of
Did you think this is wait, hold on, go back to see, I thought that was a little bit odd position because later on, Mace is kind of the person that would be like, how they portrayed him in a lot of the furthering of canon. He would be the one that would be like, well, yes, but the Force tells me we should follow the Force and go out there and handle it like that way. I thought that was a little interesting how they were doing that. And I wasn't like, is it Mace did pick up some of Dooku? Is that what he's trying to teach us there?
Maybe.
But
yeah,
I thought it was interesting.
I mean, I think that's a story for Mace that we want to see. We kind of want to see Mace's development.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Jerome, they should have done more with Mace. Okay, I get that.
Something's not right. No, nothing wrong with the ship. This guy runs over and says it was them, and he gets shot and dies, and a fight ensues. And ultimately, they realize that what's been happening is that senator's been, doing what everybody does. Sells out the land and the people so that he can make money and live on Coruscant and not care about what's going on. And these people were fed up.
Which is also a part, was it the Tarkin book or was it Jedi Lost where they were doing the Moff system? And that actually did, it was the Jedi Lost, and that actually did piss off Dooku. So, like, once again, they're framing or mirroring a little bit, which I was okay with, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jerome. It really didn't seem like the Mace we know. And that's what I'm trying to ask. Was he inferring now that Dooku rubbed off on Mace and that Mace kind of, although
wasn't the comic very close to this Mace though? In that Mace Windu story, like Mace would only do what was the right thing, and he got mad at everybody who was going off script.
Exactly, he didn't want to go off off of what the.
Yeah, but it was the council. But he was on the council, and he was the one that would decide what the council was. So you're going off his script technically, but all right. Anyways, keep going.
That's still what you do what the council says. He's just So then Dooku saying you're not wrong, like you didn't do it right, but you're not wrong, and the guy was a little surprised, and so we see like the grayness, of Dooku, and then they have this where Mace gets promoted, Dooku doesn't, standoff, and Mace says it's because I followed the council wishes and you didn't.
See this right here is where I have some of the. This is where I'm kind of like, no, that's not it.
What do you mean?
That isn't it. This isn't it. That's not why there's no jealousy in Dooku. That's not why they infer that this is one of the reasons that Dooku starts to turn, and that's not the case. This is not the case. That's not.
I think the reason is because the council only wants to do what the council wants. It's not because they picked Mace. It's because what we get in that third episode where it's like there used to be a time where the council valued individuality and curiosity. Like that's not here. And he sees that because they picked Mace, even though he got the guy to justice and he, his results.
Well, okay. I saw it as even that was a statement back to the jealousy of this portion because they did do the tone of music.
I don't think he's jealous at Mace. I think he's saying what the council actually is.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Go ahead.
So you get that one. And then I like how they put the two sides together, right? One's on one side, one's on the other.
Hey, wait, you're like shooting 2 for 1,000, but your 2 was pretty funny today. So, all right.
So you got that side.
Oh no, that's the funeral. That was the funeral that Dom said was Yeddel's, and it wasn't.
It was not Yeddle. Yeah. No, that was that other character. They bury it.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing. See, I might have mixed up this, but I knew that was Padme in the other one.
Okay. So sorry about that.
And that's when they talk. And so that's that one. All right. last episode, Sith Lord. I think you would like this one, Marco. You got Dooku sneaking around into the temple, right?
Which I enjoy. It's cool.
I
thought all these Dooku ones were very well.
And this one, I think they put a couple lines in Brotherhood to kind of help this one go along, because Brotherhood talked about how like Dooku would frequently go back to the temple.
Yep, absolutely.
And so he was allowed back there, even though he was not long part of the Order. And it's clear in this episode he's not part of the Order. He's never even met Obi. So people were freaking out, like, oh, he's not supposed to be in here right now. No, Canon is established, and that's where Canon.
Yeah, he was kind of like a way seeker at this point, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, right. He's
supposed
so he left, but he's
look
allowed
at
back,
that.
and they respected him, and they brought him in for his opinion sometimes. So he's sneaking in here. He uses your favorite character's ID because he doesn't have one anymore to log in here.
Yeah,
and
that's how he wipes it out.
That's why they couldn't find it. And that's why they couldn't find it when Obi-Wan was trying to find Camino.
Couldn't find it. So he gives that piece of information, which I thought was good. So this is Dave showing he can play within canon. Like he might murky a little bit, but he can.
I think this is what makes it more egregious. I think this literally is what makes stuff more egregious, is that we know he can do it.
Yeah,
he just chooses not to.
He chose not to with his characters, but somebody else's characters he respects. I completely agree. Yeah.
And I also
here's your favorite Marco. Marco is hot and heavy right here because he's like,
oh man, I love me some Jocasta New. I was hoping that we'd see the gun. I'd hope she pulled out the lightsaber gun. I was ready to go.
I actually like the fact that his beard is growing too. If he went further down the line of stories, the beard is getting longer.
I don't understand this. I don't understand the Easter egg stuff. I don't get it. Was that Easter egg number 72 or was it Easter egg number 136?
Well, no, I'm just saying. I just like the fact that they're following. It's not like he has the same type of. It's cool.
No, fair. I mean, fair. Fair. That's like the least of facts of. But fair. I mean,
teach their own. Between you two,
I was happier that Jocasta New showed up. I'm just waiting for the gun.
It was kind of cool. She was there too.
Yeah.
Which I know nobody else is, but I'm down for it. So,
but this is the scene that makes me think like why he left, like because he's like, he's
already gone at this point.
Your pupil, claimed he saw a Sith Lord, and there's like everybody else is all, I think he's got a wild imagination. It's like they used to be valued in this area, now it's not because all you do.
But if this was a little bit of step up, because if he's erasing that planet, then he's already gone. Do you see what I'm saying?
He is already gone.
That's where I have
why he left.
That's where once again he's kind of curving it. You see what I'm saying? But go ahead. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So they have this nice interaction here with Yaddle and Qui-Gon, and right after Tatooine, right before he dies, wanting to hear some information about the Sith Lord. Yaddle clearly says we need more time, right? I like this because we hear later that Yaddle resigned, so they clearly she's one of the more ones that wants to listen to other voices.
Which you saw like a bunch of stuff. Yeah, the tree with the death. Yeah, the light tree because of the death.
This tree is everywhere.
Yeah. I thought there was only supposed to be 2 saplings.
Yep.
But they sure do have it full grown a lot of times.
The full grown was before it gets destroyed. All they have is the saplings left in the Empire when Luke comes later.
And it's on fire.
We saw the tree with Ahsoka in Force of Destiny shorts.
Yep.
We saw it here. So we've seen it in multiple places. We saw it in Dooku Lost. Was a big part of Dooku Lost was the tree.
The speech. That's what they're talking. This is the problem they have with it. It's the speech pattern.
Yeah, people were complaining about Yaddle's speech.
I agree, Jerome. I agree a little bit on that too. I mean, you could have done. There's different stuff you could have done with it.
Yep. And so,
I don't know, Zaggy. I don't know. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard too. Somebody asked me about this, and I was like, no, I give 0 fucks about that. Because she didn't speak like he did. He speaks in a certain.
They don't. The species don't all speak the same way.
That's what I just said. Yeah, he has a certain speech pattern that's different than everybody else.
So.
Yeah, I agree. but people
will be more powerful than any of us. All of us.
No one complains about the fact that Sid from Bad Batch sounds like a regular human, and she doesn't have like a hissing sound. She's a freaking Trandoshan. Come on.
Yeah.
People idiots.
So
okay.
Yeah, Yaddle realizes something's up here because Dooku's like just ready to let go.
Yeah.
Good little interaction between them two.
It was. I actually thought the verbiage, the whole thing with the verbiage of that, and that's where she mentions that she actually quit the order before whatever, because right? Isn't that where she does that? Where
she does
like,
it later, I think.
Oh, is it later? Okay.
When they're in the fight and she's like talking to him, trying to get him to stand down. But she said, "Yeah, you were right." At that point, so she follows him, goes to the Sith Lord, and the one thing I liked about this, it makes it clear to me, at least, that Dooku doesn't know that's Palpatine, the Emperor Palpatine. Like Palpatine is always in the shadows in this interaction because Palpatine does not want Dooku to see his face.
Yeah.
So he knows he's a Sith Lord. He just doesn't know that it's the senator. And Palpatine goes to great lengths to make sure that Dooku doesn't know.
This part in this episode solidified one thing that I do not understand. Dom ruined this part of the episode, even though he got 90% of this whole series wrong, 98% of this whole series wrong. The whole Yaddle death thing, I actually had to stop this and rewind it because I was like, okay, though, this is where she dies. And it really shitty that it got ruined. But like at the same point, then I was like, how is that even fun for people to hear? And the dialogue between these two, and that's why till the second scene, like it takes away the finer points of watching it, right? Like it really does. That type of stuff, when everybody's always asking, like, well, why are you like so anti? Why don't you watch the rumor sites? Why? Because this was I can't remember Dom really being right about something that was. I'm not saying this in a bad term, but we know we do this all the time. We know we're like, oh, right, 0.006% of the time, but like his rumor sites really aren't. They really don't spoil a thing. They try to, but they never get one. This one got spoiled, and it really put a damper on this episode for me because of it, which I was really disappointed in. And then when it came out, I was like, okay, I didn't really like how the killing thing worked, but like this scene right here in the last portion of this scene, when I rewatched it, exactly what you said, Wayseeker, like the writing, and once again, like how they cinematically shot this, like the production value here, and the last part of it with the hissing and like, because I thought there was that option where the lightning could have came out and it never did.
Right.
The lightning option was there. And I was actually surprised that they didn't use it there. I think I would have liked it better. So the first time I was just like, oh, fuck this. This episode got ruined. Fucking, this is bullshit. Da-da-da-da-da. But then when I watched it the second time, I was like, man, I think he clearly missed an opportunity for the lightning. But then it wouldn't have ruined that he didn't know it was Palpatine, right?
Right, it wouldn't have. No, it wouldn't have ruined it.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
It wouldn't.
All right.
It wouldn't have ruined it. Yeah, but that's episode 3. This is taking place after episode 1.
This is before. Yeah.
This is right after episode 1. There's a lot of time gap there, but I think that's
it's actually pretty cool how
if he would have known who it was, it might have changed.
I think it might have changed because he was against that part of the power shift. Like
right, and he doesn't want the Republic, and so now he knowing that his boss is working for the Republic, like everything that Palpatine is feeding him wouldn't make sense if he knew who Palpatine was.
Agree. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Dom. Go.
I was saying that the fact is that this, I really like the way this episode went because you think about it, where's Yaddle, and you find out that she's on the same page as
also really good, yeah. Not same page. Well, not same page.
Well, the same page, but I'm just saying, but the page that she left the order because the order doesn't know, and she left. So I like the fact that we know her story now. What happened.
I like that portion of it. I thought, and he brings up a good point here. This is also kind of lame. The ship back thing. She never went for a ship. She could have, and the part where she falls. Since they already did the ship thing, why doesn't she just fall backwards and get out of it? Like, I don't understand that. And also, she didn't use the Force to stop none of that part.
Well, she used the Force to hold the door down.
It just exhausted her. Yeah,
exhausted her. And that's why, she used that, and then she was drained, and then she was just sitting there. She was.
But they needed to show Dooku killing her.
Words out.
They needed because I would have thought, because like just in this thing, I thought would have been kind of cooler is if she would have tried to bat flick off the back end, and maybe it's because I just want the lightning scene, and then you get the lightning.
But Dooku had to do it. That was the key. Like,
yeah,
Palpatine needed to know that Dooku could do it.
Yeah.
So like, if Palpatine would have done it, it wouldn't have. Dooku.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. And, I know somebody said that they ruined the like legacy stuff. Was that BK or whatever? And I get that too. I don't think you had to kill her off in particular, but I do think it was really cool that he killed somebody off. I also think that it was really cool too that it wasn't her doing backflip around Yoda style in the
Yep.
I thought that was really cool that like when people, I guess it's the same thing with the speech, right? Like it's cool that she doesn't do backflips around. It's cool that she doesn't do the same speech. She's a different being than he is. I mean, even though they're of the same species, I thought that was all cool. But the ability for her to get away, like the hesitation didn't make sense, right? She should have just jumped for the ship, I guess. And this right here, she wasn't out of power, so why didn't she stop the door? Because she lifted it back up, so she had the power to lift the door. She just didn't have the power to stop the door. I don't know. Either way, his killing her off screen too was pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty cool. Like I said, it was production value. I do think I think spoiling shit sucks when you get it right. And now we had to deal with that, so that really kind of sucked. But besides that, it was done really well. He flirted once again too much with Lost Jedi. Is a great book, right? That's another one of the novels. Scott did it, right?
That's the one that's the one he can't mess with. Like he can't mess with Cavan Scott.
Well, he kind of did. He
kind of did a little bit. He needs to realize he can't. Like Cavan's important in the future of Star Wars, and they know it.
Yeah. So instead of just crapping all over it like he did with Johnson, he kind of sidestepped a couple of things.
Johnson's not important to the sense of like the future of Star Wars.
I guess. Well, she is to Jedi Johnson because she writes the Handmaid's Tales. So she's very important to him. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I do find when you text me, it was like you're gonna be rage level 60, and I was like, I'm really not. And you're like, you're not, and blah blah blah. I was like, no, I understand what you're saying. But I've also kind of seen this coming. I just don't think that. I think that like sometimes, like if you're going to be a hypocrite, you gotta get called out on it. And he's there's a lot of it's very hypocritical what he's doing at this point. So, but with that being said, amazing, and I agree with you 100%, Wayseeker. I don't think he needed to because, as Dom I think will agree, all that stuff was good. Like if you take that stuff, the little bits that he just could have taken out or not done, yeah, it still would have been really fucking good because it was the great quality that we expected that he does. He does great stuff with characters. Do you think maybe he's a little hesitant because he took that L with Resistance and he's still butthurt from that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he cares. I think he's over it. I think he just said, I'm going to tell my story, and I don't care if people have told the story that before.
Well, you know what? Listen, to give him the benefit of the doubt, I know what he's doing. You don't think that he talked to the author of Ahsoka and said, listen, I'm going to be making some changes. And they sat down and
he read that book and told her, this is a great book. I'm glad you did it. Everything in here is wonderful. And then proceeded to go back through that book, rip it out page by page, wipe his ass on it, and throw it out the toilet. Dom, if somebody did that to you, what would you think of that person?
It's shit.
I'm not calling him that.
No,
I'm just saying he owes an apology.
But I understand where you guys.
Yeah, but he did not have a conversation with her. No.
No.
How's that conversation gonna go, Dom? Yeah, I know. I used to say I loved your book and everything was good, and I was glad you wrote it. Well, I really didn't. I really didn't like that you did anything to my character. I didn't like that people found that book very popular. So what I'm going to do now, I mean, I just don't see how that could. I understand how some people might be trying to spin it that way, but like, I don't see that going. And it's not like that's her only book. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, I don't see how any way. Maybe there is. I would really like it. Maybe think about it in a week and come back and try to spin it a different way. I'm more than happy to entertain it because I wish I could see it in a different way. This is not fun for me. Like, this is not our regular joking around or whatever. Like this actually does kind of hurt as a Star Wars fan, right?
I would
like
love to get Dave Filoni on the show, and you get to talk.
Good luck.
Imagine that.
I would. What I would like to see.
What proof? Because all the other bullshit, Lopez, you're saying in the chat about what he said and how you talk to him, and we know you're full of shit. But the one thing that you can find, the one thing you can fucking find that is a quote from him is, yes, I read the book, and yes, I approve what she did with the character. Those are facts. True hardcore facts. Since you and BK want to be in my chat all day talking this nonsense mess while he's looking up trivia questions on the fucking internet and you two are acting like you know something, let me explain to you now how it is, because here comes your L. Dave Filoni promoted that book, said he reviewed it, said he okayed it. He said all those things, not just on tour. He actually said it in articles over and over again. So that's my proof. It came out his mother bleeping mouth.
See, so Dom, what I would like is Pablo Hidalgo to do a tell-all.
He will never.
He
will never.
But that's the one thing I would like.
Never.
I would like about how he tries to manage Dave Filoni and what he really thinks of Dave Filoni. Like, that to me would be the most
another one
interesting thing that I would want to see in the Star Wars universe.
Dave Filoni saying that Pablo's my best friend. He's keeping everything in line. I listen to everything he says to do. And then 2 minutes later, well, I kind of only use him as a like, yo, dude.
I would love to have Pablo on the record, completely spilling everything about what he really thinks about
it. I think Pablo, I think Pablo's got a record. I think he's got a recorder someplace where he's like, I just see him like chain smoking cigarettes, like 5 puffs, putting it out into the ashtray, and he's typing on a typewriter, and he's replaying like on a reel-to-reel, like conversations with Dave and the one day, Dave, it's all coming out, Dave. Try me, Dave. Try me, Dave. Like, he just got like it's tick, 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 tick. And it goes over to like the nondescript bottle of brown booze and does a shot and sits back and goes,
But Pablo's like, Luke, they can never fire me because I got all this stuff.
He's got all the smoke. That dude's got every skeleton. He's walking out there just going, who's got some for me? Who does?
You let go of me.
Yeah.
Fireworks are going off for a long time.
I think that's the only way that happens. I think the only way that happens is if at one point, and it could happen. Unfortunately, if that happens, I'm gonna be really sad. Okay. I really will.
It would ruin Star Wars.
It would ruin Star Wars. That will ruin Star Wars.
And I don't think Pablo would do it even though, because he loves Star Wars too much.
Yeah, he loves Star Wars too much.
He would do it. Because I think Pablo is an amazing person that just loves Star Wars.
He does. But which I think that's kind of what some of us are disappointed, because I think Dave tried to pitch himself to us as a saint. I think he's looking at Pablo and going, wow, they really love it. Like, now it looks like, I mean, I don't think we can trust Dave. Like, anything he says, I don't think we can trust it. I think he was telling us he was Pablo, right? Everything he says he is Pablo. Like, it is. That's what Pablo has proven over the years he is. I'm not sure that's Dave. And everything like he promised or anything that he says, he's kind of taken steps back. He's gotten very where he used to say like, it's not for certain people, but it's okay. We do stuff. The resistance thing, he got very defensive over, very defensive out of line that he didn't need to. And he's thrown a couple people under the bus. The one person, well, I mean, there's more than one person. There's 3 people that if he gets into it, it could ruin Star Wars. But the one person that the likely, maybe we should, I don't want to do this because this is bad. Like, I'm actually surprised Dom isn't loving this. I know probably BK and Darth Lopez. This is like those channels, right? Because there is one person in Star Wars that if he goes after, and it's very teetering on that, it will implode our universe. It would be bad. And we mentioned it earlier. It's Timothy, because Timothy, when you say I'll give you smoke, Timothy says, start puffing, motherfucker. Let's go. He has done it in the past. He will do it again. And he gives zeros. Like, he gives zeros Fs. He does not care. He will take L's and just go till he gets a W. So I hope, I pray that we are not coming into, because it looks like those two are colliding here soon. And
it'll be very fascinating to see how he portrays Thrawn.
Because
you can match right now Filoni, his understanding of Thrawn, and Zahn's as well. If you do some karate jumping over some hoops,
certain point of views. If you certain point of view
you can. It's but if Thrawn is a Imperial, really caring about the Imperials in this show and not caring about the Chiss more, and like the Chiss, his relationship with the Chiss doesn't come through, there could be a fight coming down between.
Yeah, you'll see a Thrawn novel with Mary Jade coming up and cutting fucking Ezra's dick off. You will see that happen. You will see that happen. Quote me on that. Like, he will bring the pain. And
so he's got Dave's got to be careful, and I hope he is.
We could say we're all under one umbrella of Disney here, but do know Del Rey is not owned by Disney, and he's crapped on a couple Del Rey things at this point. I mean, you can't reprint that Ahsoka book and sell it now. There's no more profits on that thing. You just took money out of somebody's mouth. I mean, you took food out of somebody's mouth, money out of somebody's pocket. So
I can see that. That's a bad thing right there. I can tell it. That's
no. I mean,
people do make money on if they do reprint books, and
I just hope that the apocalypse isn't coming, because we have had some, as much as like some people, not a lot of people, but, and maybe it's just the trolls of Lopez and BK in the chat, but like some people have knocked a lot of the new Star Wars stuff. It has been some really good stuff. Like, I think Dom will agree. I think everybody here will agree. A lot of the chat will agree. Like, there's a lot of good stuff that's come out of this. And it just is, it's a shame if jealousy is the thing that's going to bring down. I mean, we've taken some L's, right? We've taken some bumps, but like, it would be a shame.
The sad thing is that, the good thing is that what we got in the beginning and what we're getting now is an upgrade from what we had. And look, you're telling, it's unfortunate if things are happening, we're going to lose this great stuff that we are getting.
Oh, Jerome, I have zero faith in Iron Man's butler. I actually think Iron Man's butler is sitting in Dave's ear telling him how, yo, you're bigger than George, you're bigger than Star Wars, and me and you together, son, and we'll run this world. I think this is a direct reflection of Iron Man's butler. And, I saw Iron Man 2 and 3. They fucking sucked.
Ahsoka's going to tell us a lot about the future of Star Wars.
I don't know, Darth, and I'm not saying this disrespectful. I agree. I'm showing the worst case scenario, but these are things that are happening. So like when it happens, this is the apocalyptic worst case scenario, but they just turned the doom clock 5 minutes closer to the end of time, because that's what this did here. I mean, it has, and there's a precedence for this happening before. So like you could say that, but I think a lot of people who I know we're all joking. Oh, Wayseeker's just Marco 2.0. No, it's because Wayseeker does, but he does read. If you think this is me, do know there's like 100,000 me clones out there, because everybody who consumes the product like we consume it has a similar opinion to this. It just depends on, and by the way, he's way more intense about it than I am about I'm trying to be positive about it more than anything else. So, but we'll see.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got a new novel out on Tuesday.
Yep. What's that?
We got a new novel coming out on Tuesday.
We do. So we've got 2 novels. We got to get JJ. JJ should. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some more. I'm missing JJ, so hopefully we get JJ in there. I know Jedi's on trip, but I think we got a couple more weeks. I drank way too much to read anything. So I didn't read any of the Battlefront 2 story stuff. But
you're gonna be catching up for a couple days here.
Yeah, I got to catch up. Yeah, I got to catch up for a couple days.
Oh God.
AOA, I see. This is what I'm saying. Like this stuff right here. Like I don't agree that 40% of Star Wars has been crap since '77. I don't think Wayseeker would agree to that either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would actually say that's no. I would say that there's maybe been. I mean, even the kitschy stuff. Like I don't even hate the Christmas special. Like I like it. Like I don't hate the TV show, the TV movies. I think they have their spot. The cartoons, the droid cartoons, I like. Like none of that. No, I don't think so.
You know, listen, we should be very happy that we're getting the stuff we're getting now, because growing up, we never got this stuff, and we, you think about it, we would dreamed about having Star Wars stuff.
So, Dom, you're right to a point. You're right if you prioritize one medium over another. If you prioritize comics and novels, that's not true.
Yeah.
If you prioritize TV and film, that is true.
Yeah. Somebody said to me, well, I'm a Star Wars purist because all I do is watch the movies, anything that's on the big screen. I'm like, well, that's not actually a Star Wars purist, but good try.
Look, like back in the day, I used to read the novels a lot more.
We're not talking about you. We're talking
no. The comic books. I read the comic books, all the comics back from the 70s, 80s, and all the new stuff. And I'm not going to downgrade that, saying that we didn't get that in the years when there was nothing. But actual animation, live action, it's just been a dream come true in our lifetime now that we.
Oh, I agree.
I agree too. I just want it all to be one. And
me too. I think that's it. I think is like, I just want to continue. I don't want to see these big breaks that we've had before, because people think it's just like natural that these breaks happen because they didn't have ID. No, they had plenty of shit. The infighting in Star Wars is what ended up causing a lot of these long-term breaks where we didn't have content to come out. And especially people thinking that they were more important than the product. There's a little guy named George Lucas who thought that. Yeah, go ahead.
As comic collectors, the last thing you want is for Star Wars to say what really matters is animation and TV and movies.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want.
That's the last thing you want.
That's the last thing you want. If they get away from stories, like the stories have been so good lately, like if you get away from storytelling, that all that stuff on your wall too, you might as well just put that in a box and get rid of it. I mean, like, because when that was it, when they got away from doing the good storytelling, the discount bins were full of Star Wars shit. Chock fucking full of Star Wars shit. There's old videos of people running through VHS stores at, like they did like almost viral videos of what like people do now, where they're like, oh, look what's in the discount bin, look what's on clearance. That shit was still going on there. There's documents on Star Wars and how like they would say like it's the merchandising death. It's because they merchandised it too much. Merchandise killed it. That's not what killed it. That's not why there was a bunch of shit in the discount bins. There was shit in the discount bins because, to be honest, the infighting caused a lot of, well, you can't do this with this character. We can't write this. You can't write any of those characters because at one time I might want to use a character. So then guess what happened? Stuff stopped coming out. So then you only had like 10 fucking things to do over and fucking over again.
Yeah.
And I would really hate to see that happen to a genre that I think we can all agree we really do literally love. We enjoy and love.
Yep.
So, well, we'll see. Hopefully, Tales, we're going to get more seasons of that. Because there's a lot of characters that they could possibly have seasons on, and then we're getting more visions. So there's more little alternate Star Wars,
which I always like. I actually, I was disappointed when they like the I always say it, the Lego series that they used to do, all of them were really good. I
like those.
Yeah.
I love the Lego stuff.
Like, that's the one thing too. Like we don't need to have everything be canon all the time.
Right.
Star Wars has great production stuff that is non-canon related. And that just makes everybody happy, right?
You know what? Like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, because if they did stuff that wasn't canon, and it wasn't connected, they could do so many great things. There's less pressure.
Yeah, and they do it. Like some of that shit, like I'm sorry, but I love all like the Freemaker shit. You know, there's Resistance and Freemaker was coming out at the same time. Why haven't we got any? Have you guys noticed we've gotten those shitty Halloween specials, but we haven't gotten anything like Freemaker.
That little Halloween friggin' special was
like,
cool with the Knights of Ren.
What's that?
The Knights of Ren were cool in the holiday special.
Yeah, it was all right.
They were. I like.
Yeah, they were cool, but
I have nothing wrong with the holiday specials. I would love to see a Freemaker type show that was more than just a special, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they weren't on the level of the Freemaker stuff. The Freemaker shit was like super dope, and it's just a coincidence when somebody else. Now that this is a sad part, right? Now that Wayseeker's got in my head, and I'm looking at all these connections and going like, "Damn, dude, you're like, was he mad? Now he got a raise. And he's in charge of animation. Is the reason why we're not getting all these cool like Lego subsets? Is it because he was mad that that Wayseekers was like killing the fucking ratings out of Resistance? That it was way better? Like, is this what's happening? Is that really what we're doing here?
BK, you called me Marco's disciple. I'm getting Marco's head and making Marco go.
Yeah, and now I'm like, man, I mean, that might be really, I mean, because now you have to question it, right? You have to be like, wow, is he not just mad when people do his characters equally as well as him, if not better? Because arguably the Ahsoka book had 0 L's in it. And if you want to talk about it, I don't think it was a problem. But Clone Wars Ahsoka, there's a lot of people that would say there's some L's in that.
Oh, yeah. Started off that way, for sure.
Well, I don't think so, but like people will say that. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was. But even him trying to recruit people for animation shows like he wants full control of animation. Like I have no problem with him recruiting people. I want to see more animation. But to get to your point, like if he's recruiting people for animation, he wants full control of animation.
Darth Lopez, you do know the intern is Dave Filoni. You're saying that Star Wars, you do understand what you're saying is you're trying to say Dave Filoni's great and the savior of Star Wars. And then when you say when they put the intern in charge of Star Wars, it all went downhill and it's going to die. You do understand that Dave is the motherfucking intern. Like legit ass. He was legit ass the intern.
Yep.
What are you talking about, bro? What, dude, guys, listen, guys, if you're going to come in and troll the show, at least fucking somehow sticks just a little bit better, right? Like, just please keep it a little bit more concise, right? Like, let's get something a little bit. We can't do that one because I know you are doing it as a joke where you were saying I think you're trying to call somebody else the fucking intern, right? I know you are trying to make it. You didn't understand what you were saying. Like, let's be real. You just said for 45. I think it's great. I think it's very comedic, but I know that's not what you were going for. You were just calling Dave Filoni the savior and greatest captain of Star Wars. And then you said, fucking interns, putting him in charge of it ruins the whole thing. And he is the fucking intern. Good Lord. All right. What else? Jerome, what do we got? Jerome. Huh? Yeah. Good job.
You got to end on that one. I don't know
look at BK and see BK. This is what I'm talking about. Lopez, take notes. BK will throw up. BK does not care. BK will throw up 62 shots. He makes 1 3-pointer. He's like, yep. Shooter's got to shoot, bro. Shooter's got to shoot. good one, BK. All right, let me get Jerome really quickly. Everything Star Wars after Rey and shit. That's the noise. A minifig, all the way holding the lightsaber. So close, realistically, would have cut her hair out. Come on. All right, I get it. I enjoy the chat. Thank you very much. Yeah, once again, Darth, you can't be knocking KK and calling, like facts are facts, bro. Facts are facts. Facts are facts. So here we go. We'll see the lovely fucking trolls on Wednesday. See if they can make it all the way there. We'll do more on Baltimore because, of course, there's more about Baltimore. We'll have more guests there. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. We appreciate it. Think about for everybody that did come by to the con and say hi. Everybody that hung out either at the bars with us, at dinners. There's some dude. I'm gonna make a list of people that I want to thank at that because there's a lot of people. particularly talking about how they enjoyed our shows, particularly being very nice with everything that was going on. And I want to thank all those people that were really cool. Sorry I didn't get to dig with a lot of people, but my cousin Jen pissed me off, so blame her. All right, everybody. We will see you on Wednesday. Make sure you check out the rest of the great content. Pete is back in town, so he should be having such great hits as Hidden Gems and Dollar Bin Digging. Also, make sure you're tuning in to watch the Friday show with Dom and Jedi. They're always doing great content over there. Dom, we didn't show what you bought, but we will hold it. Do you want us to hold to your show? Check out the cool shit that Jedi or that Dom picked up over on with Jedi on their show this week.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for that. And then, tune in for live on Wednesday. Saturday, we've got some big news. We don't know if we're going to start breaking it on Wednesday or Saturday, but Saturday's got some very big news and very big things working in the cooker. So we'll let those boys on S&M maybe break into it. Make sure you're reading your novels. We'll be talking about that too. Anything else? Andor still this week. Dom, watch it on time. It's really worth it.
I will be
what
up
about
at 3 in the morning to watch it when it drops.
No, don't watch it at 3. You can watch it the next day.
Oh, because I'll get out of the way. See, that's what I've been lacking. I've been missing the last couple episodes because I've been not getting up the time I usually get up to watch them.
Shit, we went way over. I'm surprised I'm not asleep. It's about drinking. It's about time to go back to the bar at this point.
I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I don't know. God bless you. Everybody will see it. Have a good, safe, happy Halloween. Make sure you compliment the kids' costumes, no matter what they are.
Make sure if you have extra candy, just bring it my way. I'll thank you later.
Yeah. And yell out their kids are always surprised when older people like us yell out what their costume is. I don't know why, but they get really surprised. So they enjoy it. My kids enjoy it when people say, hey, whatever. And if you don't know what the costume is, go, hey, you're great. I know your character. The little kids will spit out what their character is so you can fake it until you make it. Good night. Hey, Justin, good night. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Jerome, are we still talking about a haircut? We're talking about a haircut.
Talk about Ray.
Guys. Okay, guys. Where's our extra? Where's Pete?
Ray!